Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Forgot. Yeah, there we go. And let it settle. Let it settle. What's up, guys? How you doing today? What you're up to? What you up to? Watching some StarCraft 2, I suppose, right? That's what most people are up to most of the times, anyway. All of us die-out StarCraft fans. Maybe sometimes here and there, a little bit of a TV show, something else to kind of mix it up. But mostly StarCraft, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. What's up, guys? Overlord Den, I see you there. Kendra Malik. I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to pronounce the H on the end there. Man, oh man, it's incredibly hot today, isn't it? Jeez Louise. I've opened up all my windows again, so you know what? I'm guessing it's gonna sound like heavy lifting trucks are gonna be driving through my room over here again. Also, I did a lot of cleaning. Like, it's in places of the room that you can't really see, so I'm wondering what it does for the overall impact of echo and stuff like that, right? How would you call it? I forgot the name for it. The ambience, the acoustics of the room, right? They're bound to change if you take a lot of stuff out of your room. Anyway, Snoopy's here as well. What's up, Snoopy? How you doing, buddy? It's so good to see you guys. It is incredibly awesome to bring to you a brand spanking new tournament. It is once again the biggest tournament that we've gotten to do until this moment in time. We have Cure, Zest, Armani and Hurricane on today's schedule, followed up by Group B, which will be on July 1st. Innovation, Ragnarok, Time and Zaun. Jaun. One of those, I'm pretty sure it's either Jaun if you want to pronounce it on the Korean way, or Zaun in the English way, I would say. Which is weird, because normally you wouldn't want to change names, but that's basically what everyone's doing right now. I hope Zaun is okay with it. Anyway, and then afterwards we still have two other groups, of course, which Rogue, Stats, Special, and Patience should be good. Actually, let me just show you guys here. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is all the groups over here. Am I okay on this? I am in the party. Actually, hold up. Let me make sure that I'm not holding up this. Okay, I'm not. That is good. That is good. Alright, so, yeah, we have over here the first group, Cure, Zest, Armani, Hurricane. We saw Cure versus... it was Zest, wasn't it? Not that long ago. A little bit of a show match there. Didn't go all that well, I have to say. Zest not really having a good time there. It could be just because he wasn't having a good day. It really felt that way. Maybe something happens in real life. I hope he's going to be okay today and really give his A game again like we know he can. Be one of the top dogs of Protoss once more. Time, Sound, Ragnarok, Stats, Special, Rogue, Patience, Solar, Dream, Scarlet, and Estrella. All wonderful groups right here. I am particularly, as an Alpha X enthusiast, I'm particularly hyped for the Jaun and the Estrella matches. So hoping those will come sooner rather than later. We have to wait a little bit, of course, nonetheless, but you know what? It's worth the wait. Man, Pearl's here as well. What's up, Pearl? Kofi. What's up, Kofi? Hope you guys have any predictions for today here? I mean, Cure seems to be absolutely kicking ass recently, right? He went 5-0 versus Zest in the Best of 9 series we hosted. I think it was like 2 days ago, wasn't it? Wasn't it on Wednesday? Was it on Wednesday? Was it in the weekend before that? Anyway, too much StarCraft going on. I do remember the results though. Those are hard to really forget. Actually, I can look it up here. Right. Okay, it was on Wednesday. Yeah, it was the 24th where we saw all of that happening. All of that goodness go down between those two players. So yeah, I'm honestly expecting you know what? Out of these 4 players, the 2 players to advance most likely to be Cure. And I'm gonna say Armani or Hurricane, maybe even. I mean, it seems weird, but after that that series 2 days ago, I'm just hoping that it may have just been a fluke. And Zest is gonna pick up his A game again today. But yeah, if he performs as he did that day, I'm not completely convinced that it's gonna be great. But you know what? That's kind of the thing that happens sometimes with the overall StarCraft 2, of course. Sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't, and well, Zest is the epitome of that, I feel like sometimes. Anyway, let's take a look at these 2 players. Hurricane, I think Hurricane is ready. At least I know Cure is ready. Okay, there we go. Also the go-go from Hurricane right now. So we are gonna hop into game number 1 here, guys, in the first series of today. Man, oh man. It's good to be a nerd for StarCraft. We live in a pretty good time right now for StarCraft, guys. It is it's still going strong, of course. After more than 10 years right now. It's rather impressive if you ask me. We did see a small uptick as well in the overall players online and matches being played on the ladder. I think that must be because of the lockdown, basically, right? It seems hard to come up with a different reason. But yeah, it's just awesome to see. Maybe Clem is getting all his friends involved into StarCraft 2. That could be the case as well. Although maybe all his friends are already StarCraft 2 fanatics, so... You're going Cure, Hurricane, Zest, Armani, Zest, Cure, Armani, Alright, alright. That's very well thought out. So, Cure's gonna beat Hurricane. Right, and then Zest is gonna beat Armani. And then Zest will beat Cure. Really? You think the... Huh. Okay, okay. Okay, I can get down with this a little bit. What's up, Biker? So, Kofi is like, alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Zest is gonna have a great day today. I'm not sure. I'm not completely convinced just yet. You just woke up? Nice, man. I mean, it's only 2 p.m., right? Anyway, in the bottom left side, we have a blue Protoss fighting. Is he Hurricane? What team is Hurricane on again? I always need to look this up. Hurricane. Actually, I can just click on him here. Sometimes I wonder if I am... Okay, he's teamless. That's why it's so difficult to realize what team he's on. Now I know. This guy I do know, though. He is the Red Terran, of course. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is Cure. Hope you had a good sleep, Piker. You set your alarm specifically for these series, right? Must be the case. Hurricane beat Cure. Armani beat Zest. Armani beat Hurricane. Really? Interesting. Farron, I hope you're not spending a lot of money again. That was you, right? Man. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Cure winning this one. I'm gonna have to throw out... just kidding, it would be fun though. Alright. Yeah, to be fair, I do think Hurricane and... you know what, Armani as well. Maybe Armani a bit more so than Hurricane to beat Zest here. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. The SCV didn't get spotted here, actually. At least I don't think he did. Hurricane moving already back with the probe right there. Reaper on the way now as well. There goes the probe once more. Wants to check behind this little mineral line, and we'll see the barracks. But of course, the Reaper's already there, so looks like it will finish up that bunker. Let's take a look at how that will unfold as well. Of course, just to do a little bit of repairing there. Is he putting the SCV on purpose in the front? I'm wondering. Of course, if you are really on top of your micro, you can just deny any of those projectiles by going into the bunker with the SCV. And if you put the SCV in front of the bunker, then I suppose, you know what, just regular A move would target the SCV first, but I don't know. I don't know. Hurricane should be good enough, right, to... he already cancels the bunker as well, salvages it. And now goes in. Will be able to get himself a good scout here, I'd say. There you have it. Twilight Council already being spotted. And, ooh, does he get out? Nope. Okay. I think the shade of the Adapt would have gotten him as well, but... getting a little bit closer. Or less close than I thought it would be. With that Stalker just shooting from the high ground. Right, third base for Cure here. Nice and early. Also going for the double Rex right now. It's something I have been seeing a little bit coming onto the scene recently, but I'm not completely convinced that I am the biggest fan of it just yet. It feels like it does have a lot of weaknesses, but you will have a reasonable amount of bioforces. It's just hard to stim, right? Because you're kind of lackluster on your medevacs. You also don't have that much defensive capabilities as in siege tanks or widow mines, stuff like that. I feel like just a couple of things, if you need to be in multiple locations, becomes a little bit more difficult, right? Blink Stalker defense, Oracle defense. Yeah, you're not settled with just having a siege tank in a really good position in the main base, or just having a widow mine somewhere underneath your SCVs. Anyway. Who else did we see do this recently a lot more often? Was it... Let me think it through. Was it Bunny? I don't know if it was Bunny. May have been... I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. It's all the drugs I do. The party drugs. Makes me forgetful. All the other stuff. Drugs I take to forget things. I'm joking, guys. I am joking. So yeah, Cure adding in another couple of barracks here. Actually, 2 more barracks. There is the starport right now, making a reactor close by as well. So I think he's just going to skip most of the factory tech here to really double down on the bio ball. Now on the other side of the map, we do see Hurricane being a little bit safe with overall the Stalker numbers and stuff like that. Does help against early move out, of course, for a Terran player that does try to do stuff with either the Widow Mines or the siege tanks across the map. But you know what, against this, you'd probably want to have that Colossus a little bit quicker. Perhaps even have a secondary Colossus, have that extended thermal lance ready. And then it becomes a whole lot more difficult for the Bioforce really to get an efficient trade here. But you know what? Right now, Cure is going up scarily quickly on the army supply here. Especially with having that third base almost about as quick as Hurricane. If not quicker. Definitely a good call for him. And gets to zone out those Stalkers there as well. I wonder what the temperatures are for these guys as well. Always get a little bit drowsy when it's really warm. Also play worse when it's warm, right? I just don't feel like moving my arm as much. And then it gets sticky to the mouse mat and stuff like that because of the sweat glands underneath the underbelly of my arm. Okay, so here we have a reasonable force coming out to meet whatever is still available here. There's a good amount of sentries here, so should be able to circumvent too much damage from being taken. Could have a nice split up of the army there. You don't have the arm belly sentence in the English language. You guys are missing out. Your room's always freezing, man. Do I wish I had your room right now? I perform a lot better in the cold than I do in the heat. Just get drowsy. I get slow and You know what? Overall, just the coolness, it makes me feel better. Optimum temperatures would be probably around the 20 degrees Celsius. Something like that. I don't know. Probably not something you guys are really here for to listen to. So what we're seeing here from Kjør is him trying to counteract these Colossus, of course. The Colossi, making 4 Vikings at the same time. Also already getting himself the Ghost Academy. Well, already having it, of course. Getting himself the Ghost right now. And, you know what, just not really too much against those Disruptors just yet, right? Probably want to have something a little bit longer ranged, and then you should be okay. You have, like, you have to wear a sweater and a heater on. Really? Damn, man. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. It's so easy to cool it down, or I mean, warm it up, you know? Just wear extra clothing. I guess it kind of the same applies to cooling down. Just wear less clothing, but it becomes more difficult when you're when you're streaming. What's up, Eric Fire? Thank you for that raid, buddy. Hope your stream went well. Hope you won a lot of games there. And welcome everybody to a tournament that we only just started. Actually, this is the first game of the first series. And we have a lot of Koreans here today. Kjør, Hurricane, Armani, and Zest. All will be making an appearance, of course. Kjør and Hurricane. Pretty obvious right now that they will be making an appearance, as they're already doing so in the midst of, you know. But, hey. Just making sure for all you old-tabbed people with just one screen. While using this as a radio program instead of an esports TV show. Zealot run by on this right side probably wouldn't get too much done. There are the supply depots right there, pretty much everywhere actually. So as long as Kjør is on top of it, should be able to circumvent any damage from being taken here. This is not a fight he probably wants to be taken here with the Disruptors that close. Okay, loses a small portion of Marines. Will lose a couple of Ghosts here as well, I'd say. Oh, only one Ghost? No, alright, he's gonna lose another one. Yep, there you go. Is that most of his Ghosts? How many does he have left? He has 2 left, and they're both on this side of the map here, dealing with the Zealot run-by right now. Even losing 4 of those SCVs right here. And man, oh man, actually Kjør's in a lot of trouble. He really overstimmed there. Most of his forces are quite low. Only has, well, 3 medevacts here with energy remaining. Oh no, wait, actually, never mind. That one also has energy. It was hidden behind the workers active on the refinery. Let's hope both Kjør and Zest win. Well, honestly, I'm hoping Armani will do. Well. I'm gonna be cheering for my boy Armani here. It's impossible to be unbiased in a game of StarCraft 2, guys. I've tried it multiple times. It's just not doable. If you care too much about the game, it's like, nope, not happening. Oh my dear lordy lord! All right. Looks like we got some real observing here to do. Nukes are on the way. Wondering what his plan is there. Is he just going to try to put a lot of pressure on Zest's side of the field? Maybe he's going to use it to zone out the army of Zest here, as it's trying to be aggressive. Looks like he will start pushing across again. There is the massive Zealot run by though. The EMPs are pretty good, but as well on the left side we have this enormous army of Kjør taking a absolute beating so far. Hurricane though decides, you know what, I do not want to trade bases right now. Immediately performs the recall and gets himself to that 5th base. Well, the 4th base that was under pressure. And there goes the Ghost with the nuke. He has the nuclear codes, guys. He is gonna be going to... not completely sure actually what this would be. There's a cannon here though, as well as the Zealots. You need to be careful as Kjør, especially while you're also microing everything at home here. There comes the nuke right now, guys. Up in the air. Looks like it is out of vision here for Hurricane. And Hurricane, he doesn't have to recall now, so this could be problematic. A nice little disruptor there. He is moving back with the entirety of his army. Probably doesn't want to be... Can't believe I missed that. I wasn't in time. Anyway, 11 probes do die. He moved back with his entire army. That was kind of the point I wanted to make. He was trying to find the nuke there. Probably doesn't want to take the chance that Kyo just pushes into his force as that nuke is dropping down, and he's trying to look for it, of course. He's throwing down another Ghost Academy. He's really going to go for the nuke play here. That's pretty darn cool, I have to say. It's almost like we're watching Vindicta in TVZ. Oh, that's a lot of ghosts that die, though. More Ghost and Marauders fall to dirt. Some Disruptor Balls. There we go. That one is big. That one is massive, actually. Another one, pretty darn humongous. They just don't ever stop, do they? I'm almost at the point in time where I'm like, Hurricane, just turn around and fight this. You're taking pot shots from the Vikings there for no legitimate reason, but... Right, now does do it. That's a good warping of Zealots as well, and I think Kyo might be in a boatload of trouble here. How do you come back from this again? How are you gonna be, Losing Marines one by one now as well. The left side there is a planetary there. Will help out incredibly well against the Zealots, of course. But at the same time, the Stalkers, a couple of Zealots, Storm, and, well, I guess no Storm. Great EMP there, but 3 Disruptors still right here available on top of the production. And more Stalkers coming in as well. And GG is called. Hurricane takes game number 1 here. And, wow. That is nuts. Was not expecting that to go that smoothly for Hurricane. Here and there, I was a little bit surprised with his decision making, I suppose. But then again, to be fair, I think a big problem there was that Kyo never really had a great answer against the Disruptors. He was always kind of like stuck with. Well, not really stuck, right? He was just on the Ghost and the Viking tech. That's kind of what he just played with. It would have been pretty cool from my perspective to see some Liberators or Siege tanks also coming into play, as they are pretty darn great at zoning out those Disruptors. Because it is rough. It is incredibly rough to beat those Disruptors. Another thing I'm wondering is that, of course, Hurricane can then still just transition into the carrier attack with the Disruptors as well still, and then, you know what, your actual counter to Disruptors doesn't become as cost efficient anymore. I do hear that some people like to go Liberators against the carriers though, because of the splash damage. You kill off the Interceptors very quickly. So I think Liberators are a great choice to kind of go with instead of the tanks. So you can already start prepping for it, right? First you have the Liberators for the anti-ground. And then later on you can incorporate more of them to try and counteract the carriers, their Interceptors. You need tanks or libs versus Disruptors. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Loppy. That's a solid point. Nukes are really underrated. It's hard finding a small red dot in late game, especially without letting your time searching for it affect your micro and macro. Yeah, that is completely true. The same thing though is that, of course, you need to... It does take a little bit of effort as well, right? To like make the nuke, make more Ghost Academies, make the Ghosts, and then make the Ghosts go all around the map, deactivate the fire, then try to target the nukes, come up with the best places to nuke. It also takes a little bit of time, but overall I think you're right. I think it is indeed very valuable to use such a kind of disruptive strategy. Oh, almost gave Kyo the point there. I'm still obsessed with Kyo and how he absolutely demolished Zest. So I thought that this man right here wouldn't pose too much of a threat. The blue Protoss, he is teamless right now, but 1-0 versus Kyo. He is Hurricane. Top right side, we have ourselves a Red Terran fighting for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. We've talked about him before. He is Kyo. I'm just turning my lights on and off continuously to avoid getting extremely hot here. I'm not sure what that does to the electricity bill. the light bulbs. I hope it's not too bad. Proxy Rex here for Cure, as well as a Rex at home. Let's see. Looks like this will be a regular timed barracks at home, so Hurricane probably not under the impression that anything is out of the ordinary here. Probably won't expect a second Rex on the other side of the map anytime soon. Needs to stick around though, of course, wants to see whether or not there is a second command center going to be constructed, and the timing of it, of course, that will give it away. Proxy Marauder, oh my dear lord, that block on the supply depot there, blocking the probe in. That is very nice, but also, of course, it does give a little bit of an inclination to Hurricane that there must be something off. As you really don't have that much, I don't think you gain the value back from killing the probe unless there's something else you can gain from it other than just killing the probe. If it means you have to get that second supply depot that much earlier on. And there it is indeed, the Proxy Marauder, getting the little concussive shell upgrades, the lovely concussive shell. I'm not quite sure how you can make a shell that causes a concussion, especially to robotic units, but apparently it works. Has anybody ever thought that through? Is anybody asking the real questions that need to be asked in this game? I didn't think so. Suppose there is still a head inside of the Stalker. What about probes? Why would probes be bothered? Oh, cancels the shade here. That is the least opportune moment to have this happen here, and that means the first adept goes down very quickly. Didn't even get a single shot off. Only one Stalker right now available here. 3 Marines also on the way. Will help out immensely against the overall probes, of course, at that DPS, as the Marauders will slow everything down. There we go, trying to get rid of the shield battery there being constructed. We do have a really very strong force right now. Bunker going up as well, and GG immediately called. Cure, you know what, blindsides Hurricane and gets the victory there. Let me see if this... Right, I'm going to try just with this one. It's just too hot for the lighting right now. Oh... Such a big investment getting all the lighting, and then it's just too hot to use it right now, which is unfortunate. But then again, it's gonna save me on overall gas bill for the heating. So, all right, game number 3. We're already going into game number 3. He did get a little bit Terran there. That is true. To be fair though, you got a little bit Protossed before as well. So. You know what? Potato, potato, right? They both got StarCrafted. That's what really happens. They thought they were playing Minecraft. And then they got StarCrafted. Let's hope you didn't curse with your initial prediction. Oh yeah, I mean, you are the famed forecaster of matches. Farron, you get very close, or you get it correctly, so... Who knows? Who knows? Oracle Farron. The Proto Shield battery is so strong they should make it every game. I'm pretty sure he would have made it that game. Had he known. But getting it that early, usually, like, there's not a real reason to. If you're not certain there is something off of the 1 base coming up. You know, and other than that, we saw all the regular timings, right? We saw the regular timed barracks, we saw the regular timed gas, the regular timed command center turning into an orbital. The one thing that kind of could have tipped him off on something weird happening was him getting blocked in by the supply depot. They are making the batteries every game right now, yeah. And I mean, Hurricane was trying to. It just wasn't in time. Just wasn't in time. Unfortunately for him. Anyway, that means that this man has tied up the series again and might be able to bring it back with another victory here and be the first one to move onwards to the winners match. We'll have to wait and see. He's the blue Terran player. He is Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure. Top left, Red Protoss fighting for nobody but himself. He's teamless right now. He is Hurricane. By the way, guys, we do have a Matcherino page. It looks like nothing all that interesting is happening right now. If you would ever be so kind, type that exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat and get yourself a, you know, a good feeling about helping out StarCraft 2 professionals. We have about 300 plus codes, or no wait, 300 bucks worth in codes. So, I mean, if we do manage to get that used up, that would be absolutely massive. We'll be able to, you know, that's just like 10% of the overall prize pool added in again on top of everything else, right? It's really Kozen. It's Boy Fantasy. What's up, Boy Fantasy? So close. So close. Hold up. Let me help you there, buddy. I suppose I do pronounce it that way, to be fair. The Macharino. The Macharino. It's my Spanish heritage. Right, proxy factory this time. Oh my dear lord. Cure doesn't know when to stop, does he? He really doesn't. Where's Snoop? Snoop right now, he is doing the watching, I think. I am doing his solo cast, that's right. That is correct. I hope that is okay. Hope it won't bring down the mood too much. I'll try my best, guys. I will, I promise you. So, Hellion's coming up here, looking like it will be a quick Hellion drop into the main base. As we do have this first adept right now already in quite a pickle, taking quite rather a beating in the jugular. But you know what, it should be taken out, right? I don't think this should survive, needs to really stay on top of his micro. There's no place to run, and he's okay. Jeez Louise, how much HP? How much? 2. Alright, well, that's just unfair. In the words of Autosis, you should probably run that back and let it die. Because that is so unfair. But then again, you know what? He might need it back at home more so than Cure needs it to be in the grave. I mean, this is going to be a rather gruesome attack coming in very early on. There's no blink. He went for a robotics facility first. And that's going to take a while before, of course, well, I guess he's making observers, so he will be able to see this medevac come in right at this moment in time, but still there's no shield battery just quite yet. Again, he comes in here before that is actually done. You know what? So far, he's doing pretty good at getting rid of the HP bar of these Hellions. Now, actually, only getting 4 workers. That is a lot less than I thought he would get. Oh, that was very nice. I'm not sure if that was an attempted juke, but trying to load up and unload right there and then still move forward with the medevac. Bit of a juke and jive there. I should also cast ESL. I'll definitely tune into... nice, thank you so much, boy. They haven't accepted me yet, ESL. I don't know what it is, but you know what, I don't... Yeah, it's probably nothing personal, but... I guess I'm just late with the signing up to be a caster for the ESL. So that's a problem. That's a problem. You replied late, Kozen. Yes, yes, that's right. I thought my stardom would just carry me through. All right, I thought my overall star power, right? My The thing is, I wasn't even sure if I had to reapply for the DreamHack thingamajigs because... Oh, it's a long story, but basically it comes down to I thought maybe I don't need to because I'm already on the waiting list for the other things, so maybe it's just like, alright. Getting complacent, that's right. Oh man, oh man. These Widowmines still causing a ruckus over here, aren't they? Only one kill, but that's quite a lot of probes not mining right now. He's still making more Widowmines here just in the main base. If this is going to work at one point, I'm going to be amazed. Alright, so yeah, it does give up right now. Twilight Council coming up. The very awkward moments when you're... one person's trying to shake somebody's hand and the other guy's trying to do a fist bump. It's kind of what's happening here, right? A War Prism and a Medevac in the middle of the map finding one another. Just like, I guess we're just doing this then. There's one thing neither of us really was expecting to happen. Alright. Did he get an armory? I don't think he did. Actually, that would have been really cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's a good call, actually. If you would have gotten an armory, that would have been an even better strategy, because you don't even need the upgrade anymore, of course. It's how you feel every time you play with Koreans, boy fantasy. Damn. Oh, Nelly! Nelly Furtado! That wasn't proper droppage. That wasn't proper droppage at all. Getting caught with his pants down, or his medevac unboosted. It's about as bad. And I have to try and figure something else out. I suppose he did work his way through the Warp Prism a little bit, right? So he thwarted that attack there for a moment. But the Warp Prism is still here. Still a little bit of potential. Now, I don't know exactly what Cure his plan is with his factory, but it seems to have multiple layers. It's like an onion. As soon as one plan fails, he unwraps one of the layers, and suddenly it's like, alright, Plan C 35B, let's go. Put it here, make a reactor, alright. If he sees this, we're gonna fly it a little bit further backwards, and we're gonna start making Hellions again to make up for the distance lost right here, as I'm further away right now. Anyway, it's working out pretty well so far. Another drop over there on the right side as well. I'm waiting for those to come in here. Probably Cure waiting for a committal. He gets the cybernetic score, so it becomes a lot more difficult right now to warp anything in except for Zealots. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, as we are getting the blink upgrade completed. No charge just yet, so that is a very nice timing to have those Zealots being warped in, of course. Let's take a look at the units lost tab here. Definitely in favor for Hurricane. And you know what, the worker count as well. A little bit in favor for Hurricane. Income. Well, not as much. Not as much. It's pretty much the same right now. Oh, there we go. No, factory. This is not how it went. This is not how it ends. No. What about the 25 other layers of plans that we still had in store? All the dreams. Cure was still supposed to have a romantic walk along the beach side with that factory. Coming in on the right side again. Man. And I'm really upset about that factory, actually. I'm unnaturally upset about the factory going down there. So we do see another Ghost Academy coming down for Cure. I'm hoping, you know what, I'm really crossing my fingers here that we will see another one of those lovely, lovely nuke plays coming in for Cure here. It didn't really work out perfectly the last time, but then to be fair, he only got one nuke, and it did kill 11 workers, so it's just that the fights, other than that one, didn't really work out all that well in the mid to late game. He fell too far behind. The Disruptors, of course, getting the hits of a lifetime. Continuously. Alright. Yup, definitely. Going for this. Do you know if there are any English Streams or Gold Series Team Championships? Well, in the Alpha X community, we do a thing called the Most Valuable Diamond Player. So that's like a diamond kind of thing. Gold Series, I'm not completely sure. It might be something that Maybe Winter does sometimes, I think. Then again, I think he also kind of upped the overall level of things. I think it's just difficult to reach gold players to try and participate in a tournament, unfortunately. Oh, right. I see. Yeah, I'm completely mistaken here. He's talking about it. No, he's not, guys. I think you guys are all mistaken here. He's obviously looking for Gold League players to learn from, guys. This is... How can you be so... I feel sorry for you for being this wrong about this. That's so embarrassing, guys, for you. Oh, dear Lord. Well, lucky you have me to set things right. Oh boy. Disruptors again coming in hot. On the right side, we are getting a little bit more progress though for Cure. Might be able to get on top of that Colossi. He's still waiting around a little bit. Doesn't want to get too much on top of those on the Zealots. The shield battery helping out a ton there. Look at how much tanking those Zealots are really doing here. That is ridiculous. Very well played there by Hurricane, staying in the vicinity of that shield battery and holding that off with, you know what I'd say is the bare amount of what you need in those situations. Blizzards, tease China didn't approve additional streams, so... Alright, well, I mean... I'm pretty sure it's because of me. I've been streaming Taiwanese things. It's probably one of the reasons, maybe. I don't know. I just like to blame myself for things. Man, Cure, he is falling behind on bases, isn't he, actually? Right now, only getting his 4th base already. Hurricane going up to 5 right here. Okay, well, I guess I didn't really fully see this base already flying over, but... Oh, it does feel a little bit late to have that 4th base go down, especially if you haven't done that much damage just yet. Still kind of going equal here overall. Just managed to kill off those... Kill off those boys. Alright, another Nexus coming down. Do we have enough here? I don't think for Hurricane, so... Needs to get into position to hold the right side as well, of course. And once again, Cure with the multi-pronged harassment finally getting some work done here. Cancelling that Nexus. Oh my god, the Disruptors though. Relentless. They do not take prisoners. No, sir. Unless if maybe they do. Maybe they're just teleportation spells and everything that is in that little ball gets teleported to Aya. Or at least maybe their souls do, because we do see a lot of bloody parts spread across the battlefields as soon as they do say plop. Oh, look at that, boys! There it is, another nuke on the way. I do think Cure's in a better position than he was the previous time, though, but I would still very much appreciate some sort of an answer, some sort of a response against those... Well, against those Disruptors, right? Again, he is really just having a tough time fighting against those bad boys and taking a beating every time he gets even remotely close. One single drop here into the main base. There's enough Stalkers here, I'd say, to hold this off, though. Not training as efficiently as you may want to, but... Oh, well. Yeah, still pretty equal on the supplies here. I say interesting couple of force fields. Oh, the EMP completely whiffs. How is that possible? He has to upgrade. How does that happen? There's the nuke, by the way. I missed it going up in the air, and I also missed the ghost dying here, it looks like. As, yeah, there's nothing anymore happening here. Alright, another little fight here. Could be a pretty okay place for him to do some... Ooh, move backwards. Alright, look out. As long as he doesn't get hit by the Disruptors, he should be okay here. And that's a big if. That's a big but. That's, and I cannot lie. Oh boy, this is making me, again, rather nervous here. He's really up against the ropes here. So close. Oh my god, humanity! Just make it stop. Get something against these Disruptors, Cure. I think Cure's just on the path trying to get the Disruptor nerfed here, because he's just not trying to really make this counter this at all. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna stay on Marauder Ghost, and that's what I do. That's what I'll be known for. At one point, it might work. It's a little bit reminiscent of seeing the Wings of Liberty games, where people were like, you know what? Let me stim up this ramp, and maybe I won't get force fielded. It's a little bit like that, but now it's like, let me run towards this army, and maybe I won't die instantly. Oh my god, this is a massive fight though. That is so much that just got evaporated there for Hurricane. And it definitely kind of, yeah, you know what, somewhat helps Cure out overall. He does have mules, I suppose. He is 16 workers behind, but you know what, killing all those disruptors, that is an enormous deal. And he still has a pretty good force here as well, right? A good amount of medevacs, a good amount of ghost as well. Needs to just be careful not to die to a disruptor shot, of course. Why is he going backwards? What's this, guys? Explain to me. Is he afraid of a run-by? Is he assuming that there will be a run-by? Did he see this War Prism? Did he see the War Prism somewhere? Is that planetary? Alright, War Prism in the main base gets absolutely annihilated. Wonderfully done. EMP there. Cure completely aware. We'll be able to hold that place. What about these nukes? What about these nukes? Ah, man. I hate these ads. I hate them so much. Sorry guys, I think somebody did them at the start, and I wanted to do them later on, but then I wasn't allowed to because it was already done, and I don't know. I need to get better with this, managing the ads. Anyway, this is a big fight as well. Another storm coming in. I get you, Loppy. I get you, man. I'm with you, buddy. That's just annoying. It's just annoying. We can resume from replay, perhaps, if I'm... You know what? If I try hard enough. Oh, Disruptor! Okay, reasonable split there. Not getting hit that much, and not that many Disruptors remaining right now. Not that much remaining at all anymore. We did see Hurricane going back into the Colossi here, as the Viking count definitely was dwindling. But you know what, other than that, there's just so many Marauders, so many Ghosts still available. The Bioforces, are they enough? They definitely stimped quite a bit to chase down this army here, but it looks like they just might still be able to push this one through. 2 more Storms available right here on the bottom left side. I don't think he will be able to push completely through, but... Ooh, target the... Okay, does get the Disruptor there in time. Kills off the Eye Templar as well with high energy, so will not be stormed today anymore. And here we have a, you know what? I think we might have ourselves a Cure victory, boys and girls. That is absolutely lovely. Cure coming in, stimming forwards. Goodbye, Nexus. Have a good night. And GG is called. And it basically all comes back to Cure taking that wonderful fight there on his side of the map, of course, and killing off so many Disruptors. That was a very close game, and that could have gone both ways a couple of times there, I feel like. Very cool to see. Little Buddy, thank you for that follow. I can see a problem here with the overall placements of my thingamajigs. We could put it here, actually. I still think this is a good place. I don't think everyone agrees, but you know what? I think it's a good place. I think it fits there. I can't run ads now because it's already done the ads just before. So that's the problem. I wanted to do them kind of when I was starting up as well, and then I couldn't because they were already there, and It's such a tiny window of opportunity, it looks like. It feels like Twitch is making it shorter and shorter. Just making it difficult for me, honestly. They've seen me struggle and they're like, you know what, let's make it a little bit more difficult. Ramp up that difficulty and see how and see this little boy get stressed out. Let's keep it up until he breaks. Until he breaks. Plus Cure played one, the dire situation. Yeah, that's true. Also, of course, killing off that, what was it, the 5th base? I think killing off the 5th base, or at least getting a cancel. I'm not sure if it was a kill or a cancel. Very well done. Guys, remember we have the Matcherino page, which is very important. A big part of the prize pool can be added in here. If we all do it, we have about like 300 worth of money, dollars, for this tournament right here. So if you have already entered in the code, that is very much appreciated. If you haven't already, let me show you in the chat right now. There is a link. If you go to the link, you will be transported towards this web page right here. All you gotta do is press sign in, use the Twitch. That's the easiest way to do it. And voila, I'm logged in right now. I can press contribute, put in the code, and blammo. It's as easy as that. 50 cents added to the prize pool. I'm pretty sure there's still a survey as well here that you can use for, well, $1 extra into the prize pool as well, if you feel like it. There's some quests too. Right, just drop some people some follows, and you will have extra money into the prize pool as well. So, you know what, that's always very much appreciated too. Also, there's an entire replay pack. So for this replay pack, you won't just get today, of course. You're going to get Group A, you're going to get Group B, C, D. Again, was this more groups? Yes, that's right, sir. Group A and Group B. Who could have guessed more? More StarCraft, and then ultimately as well, on the final day, we'll have 2 best of 5s and a best of 7 ready to be amazing. Does it work outside of the US? I'm not quite sure. I don't think it does, but we all know how to VPN our way to... I'm kidding, don't do that. I'm hoping I don't want to get any bad blood with Matcherino in us. This Alpha X tournament is making me more excited than the DreamHack, to be honest. Well, that's good. That is very cool to hear. And to be fair, DreamHack right now is still in the startup positions, right? So, I mean, to be fair, a lot more is bound to be coming in right there. And you have Creighton and Grant on the B stream, of course, as well, which is always a lot better overall. Am I British? No, I'm not, actually. I'm a wannabe American. I'm American trying to be British. No. Yes, I am a Dutchman. That's right. That's right. The OGs of the Netherlands. Silently saving StarCraft 2. We're a long shot from that, boys. We're a long shot from that. I think, honestly, the best thing to save StarCraft 2 is just the community. Honestly, without the community as it is, it would not be a thing at all. And that sounds kind of sad and gloomy in a way, but then again, as well, we've been able to keep it going for so long, and I wouldn't expect it to go down anytime soon, because, you know, it's hard to replace the community. Unless if there's like some massive new RTS game coming out that suddenly everyone's like, you know what, this is probably better than StarCraft 2, which I highly doubt, because StarCraft 2 already is such a great game on its own. Do I know Matthew van der Poel? I don't think so. Is that a famous person I should know? Is that a StarCraft 2 Dutchman? Matthew van der Poel. I don't think so. What's his in-game name? Maybe I know his in-game name. StarCraft 2 is peak RTS. Yeah, exactly. Like, some people are saying, like, the famous Dutch bison. Ah, the cyclist. Alright. No, I'm already a cyclist myself. I don't need to see other people cycle to learn how to cycle. That is, you know, it's the curse of being Dutch. All the fun is out of it for me, because I have to cycle to work every day, and I'm like, you know what? All right, well, I'm already cycling every day. Why would I want to learn? Well, cycle even more. I'm sure they have some insights that I am unfamiliar to, but anyway. What was I saying? Let me just introduce these players, and we'll get back into the off-topic conversation pieces here. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg fighting for Freaka Freaks. He is Armani. Top right side, we have ourselves a Red Protoss. He's fighting for, well, none other than Razor Edge Gaming. He is Zest. Had a horrendous day 2 days ago versus Cure. If you guys haven't seen it, it was a best of 9 series. Close your ears right now, because I will say what the score was. You already kind of know that it went horrendous for Zest. But anyway, 5 seconds, guys, and you should be okay. Anyway, 5-0'd. 5-0'd by Cure. That is ridiculous. I mean, it's definitely going to put a dent into your overall self-confidence. And I'm just hoping he's going to have a better day today here. Especially because, you know what, he's up against the same opponent, right? Zest versus Cure. Again, could very well be a possibility here. Did he DT every game? No, he didn't even DT every game. He did, like, blink stuff. He was just playing his regular PvT. Just very lackluster. What bike do I use? I use a black one. I'm actually, you know what? I stole my I stole my mother's electric bike because because mine got stolen at the train station. So I'm using that one right now. That's why he lost. He didn't DT every game, right? Yeah, okay. Well, I see. But anyway, as I was saying, RTS-wise, some people are like, you know what, we need to have a StarCraft 3. But I'm not sure if we do. I mean, like, what changes would be beneficial to, you know, what as StarCraft 2 is right now, that are significant enough to make it a standalone third generation of the game. Yeah, me neither. I have no clue what they could add. They could add all sorts of qualities of life, right? Things to make controlling easier, things to make stuff easier to do, right? Do things automatically, I don't know, things like this. But then again, that would just ruin the entire idea of RTS. That would ruin the entire concept of StarCraft, so... It's exactly why it's so impressive, you know? It's why it's so much fun to watch as well. It's why it's still, you know, one of the oldest esports that is still going on with a very active professional scene. Run better on new CPUs. I mean, it sounds like something they should just try to do for StarCraft 2 then, at that time. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough to say. And then after seeing what happened with Warcraft 3, I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm okay. Let's just leave it as it is, all right? Don't wanna rock the one of the best creations ever made in video gaming. Alright, so Zest is gonna go for the Adept Glaive Pressure. This is his jam, this is what he does, and I would be surprised if Armani really is sitting there being like, you know what, I didn't think this would be coming, especially after seeing the Twilight Council as well already. Let's see how many links he has right now. Only 9 is gonna make a lot more, 12 more on the way. It's up onto 15 now as well, so 27 in total will be created here. That's a good amount. Now we'll keep him safe for a long time before the until the roaches are done here. Or at least should do, especially with 4 queens here as well. The queens actually get on top of the War Prism here. If the War Prism goes down, I think it will. That is massive. And oh my dear lord. Alright, well, the Shade comes into the main base here. There's not that many links remaining, though. 12 more links on the way right now. Zest may have found an opportunity here. It did come at the cost of his War Prism, but maybe... You know what, maybe you will be able to get some damage done here. There is a Spine Crawler, though, unfortunately. Gonna buy a whole lot of time here for Armani. Look at that, how much the Adepts have to avoid any contact there. And he doesn't get a single drone kill here. Now, he did kill off a lot of links, right? So, 40 links in total go down. But overall, just resources lost-wise, I think Zest still kind of got the tail end of that engagement, right? Still... just took the worst side of the coin toss, in a way. Although it's not a coin toss, right? It's actual control and stuff like that. But yeah, not the greatest. Another Shade here that he really can't commit to. The lay attack on the way now as well. Blizz prioritizes their games being capable of running on absolute garbage PCs over being optimized for high performance. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the right thing to do, though, as a company. You know what I mean? As a company, that's where the money lies, after all. That's where your largest market is, and that makes sense. As long as it doesn't, you know, as long as they don't give up on gameplay being the most important thing, right? Performance is nice, but I still think gameplay should be the priority. I suppose gameplay is heavily influenced about the performance as well, right? If it doesn't run smoothly, that could be a problem, but... Ah, well. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. War Prism here with 4 Adepts right now, looking for a bit of juggling, it looks like, against these links once more. Getting... Ooh, watch out, Mr. Zest. Watch out, Mr. Zest. Those really hurt. Those little pesky buggers. They're not just mosquito bites, sir. They'll kill you, they will. Alright, well, that is a massive Adept army here for Zest. I would be surprised if he really commits to the 3-base economy here. It feels to me... Well, he is getting Templar Archives, a single forge here, so maybe he just wants to get +1 and try to go for a timing here. But with the amount of Adepts that he has, I don't think they skill all that well. Especially if you have, like, Biles and Banelings, stuff like this, later on in the game. Just not gonna work out that magnificently. You definitely want to have those Zealots, especially because, you know what, those Adepts, they kind of block up the overall area for the Immortals to shoot at, of course, as well as Stalkers. Just becomes more difficult overall to get those units to their maximum, do their maximum amount of damage, I'd say. Maybe a Protoss disagrees with me, but... You know what, this would be the perfect time to enlighten me on your Protoss knowledge. Nothing yet, alright. Didn't think so, buddy. Anyway. For some reason I got really hostile there. So like that's just a Protoss guy that's continuously in the chat. Every single time I say anything about Protoss, he's like, well, actually... this is a big attack, by the way, guys. Let me focus on the real stuff at hand here. A lot of circlings going into the main base of Zest, as well as the natural base. They're not really getting too many kills just yet. It did get cleaned up, but of course at the front door we still have a enormous amount of refuges here. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Looking at the army supply right now, definitely going into the favor of Zest here. Managed to hold off well enough with those force fields, with the Immortals and the shield batteries. But you know what? It's taking a lot of damage right now with the Bios. Both shield batteries go down. There is the Storm, though, and that should be the final nail in the coffin here for this attack. I don't think you can afford to really commit any further to this. Now, behind this, though, Armani did set up a plan B, and it is a sneaky one. It's a cunning plan. 17 Mutalisk on the way right now, and that is, of course, the absolute opposite of what Zest was really planning to stand up against. Although, you know what, he is kind of prepping for this. Makes me wonder whether or not he spotted this. He hasn't. Maybe he is just considering the possibility. He's getting himself an Archon. He's getting mainly Stalkers right now, which is a big deal against those Mutalisk. Maybe he's just realizing, you know what, these Stalkers, they're going to do well against Roaches, they're going to do well against Ravagers, and in case he will go Mutalisk or something sneaky like that, I should be in a good position too. Now, the Mutalisk still, though, they managed to outposition the army of Zest. Zest not really interested anymore in trying to hold off the Mutalisk onslaught here. It's just going to go straight for the base trade. Is it the right call, though? I'm not completely convinced. Those Zerglings, very quick, of course. Those Mutalisk as well, incredibly hasty. And we can see how much quicker Armani is destroying absolutely everything here in the home base of Zest. Zest not really having much of any supply anymore. Still 81 army supply, though, but I mean, with just a single Archon, he's going to need a magnificent couple of volleys on top of the Mutalisk ball here to manage to win the fight. There's another little drone over here. He's trying to get up to 300 minerals, I would assume, which is where he is at right now. So we'll be able to make another hatchery somewhere if needs be. And a recall right now takes place. Yeah, this is just, I don't think this is winnable anymore for Zest here. Yes, he's dealt a good amount of damage against Armani, but Armani again with a base here, and Zest will not be able to leave his base. Even if he... Okay, well, he doesn't even kill this, but even if he did kind of force Armani away from that position, he would still kind of be in a horrendous spot because he would not be able to leave it. He would not be able to leave his base, right? He would just be sitting there with his thumb up his bum, as they say, the professionals. Right? I'm pretty sure that's a saying that everyone uses in the StarCraft 2 lingo. Right. Ba-da-rum-bum-bum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. I'm gonna plan ahead here. I'm gonna run an ad. See you in a bit, guys. And for all you lovely fellas that can't see ads, welcome. Welcome to an intimate moment with just you and me. It's really hot today, isn't it? Spicy weather. Spicy weather indeed. It's a little bit of a countdown going on. Somebody place a bomb, a time bomb. Man, Zest is not having a good week, it looks like. So far, this series not really going his way yet either. Hurricane's game, how were those games, really? Kjør, you know, he put up a good fight against Kjør. The first game he played against Kjør, he actually did win. Later on, though, it was a different story. Kjør did a proxy marauder that got completely, well, caught Hurricane completely off guard. And then later on, you know what, we did have the third game going into Kjør's favor, which was in fact a nice macro game, but it got very, very close. That could have gone both ways. Just a couple too many disruptors going down to a flanking of the army, and you know, it was beautiful to behold. A great game. It's worth looking back at, for sure, 100%. Now, we are of course in a second game right here. Let me do the scores correctly. There we go. In the top right, top right side of the map. I'm gonna have to do this now. I accidentally said it, and now I'm gonna have to do a joke or something. Well, we could just be like, you know what? Never mind. In the top left side, there's a blue Zerg. He is Armani from Team Africa Freaks. In the bottom right side, we have ourselves a red Protoss. He is fighting for the one and only Razor Edge Gaming. Give it up for Zest. Zest, he's going for the Nexus before the cybernetic score here. Did see the base going down for Armani. And, yeah, what was I talking about? What were we talking about, guys? Anyway. Anything else I should mention? I don't know. Maybe just, I wanna just thank you guys all for joining in here, supporting this channel. Just being a viewer here is more than enough. You know what? We very much appreciate that on its own. Any more support, of course, is greatly appreciated too. We would not be here without everybody else helping us out with either subbing, being a Patreon subscriber, watching the ads, doing the Matcherino stuff, buying replay packs, all that good jazz. Anything you can do. If you can't do any of that, tell your friends. If you don't have friends, well, I mean, go make some. Go make some friends right now. And tell them about, well, first and foremost, tell them about StarCraft 2, because they might not know about StarCraft 2. And then tell them about this channel, and you know what, slowly introduce them into the world of StarCraft 2 esports. Within the time period of this stream, though, of course, you do have a limited amount of time. Game 3 was awesome. Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? I was thoroughly impressed with the third game. I very much enjoyed it. Now, Armani here is going for an incredible amount of links here. Look at that surround actually as well. I always see pro players do this and I'm like, I can do that. And then, like, no matter how hard I try, it just won't work. This is so many Zerglings, by the way, guys. There's no shield battery here. We might need a full wall off here. Zest, you might need a full wall off here. Zesty boy. Alright, was waiting for the Adept Shade to come through. Playing it really close there. But you know what, is still gonna be able to make this wall. It looks like the Cybernetic score will fall before the warp gate is completed, though. And that's a very big deal. Right now, the Lynx moving on forward will be able to get themselves a gateway as well. And Zest going for the Twilight Council and the robotics facility. Was a bit too greedy here, it looks like. And you know what, Armani, a very well played tactic here. Looks like that will, you know what, actually, hold up, hold the phone. I'm not completely sure yet. Zest is doing a really good job at re-walling all of this, but there is a gap at the top right there. Oh, no, I'm not sure if he was aware of that. I think at the last moment he kind of realized, wait up, hold the moment, there is still a gap there. I mean, yes, 600 minerals, he definitely had the money to fix that gap, but I don't think he was aware. That is, oi, 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 oi. That is incredibly rough, trying to replace that entire opening there now with a gateway. And I feel like Armani is going to be able to take this series right now. Well, I mean, probably, right? Probably. He's attacking his own Nexus with the Zealot. That was like, oh my god, that was the embodiment of Zest, how he feels right now, probably just punching a wall with his bare fists. Being like, ah, just anime style. Blood's coming out because, you know what, that's what people do, right? If they're upset, they punch a wall until their fingers bleed. He had to plug that gap. He had to plug that hole. And that's why Zest, his building company went under. He just couldn't build a full wall. Always failed, always missed the pillar, and the entire house would collapse because it got infested by termites. And, yeah. Alright, anyway. That means we're gonna go into the winners match here. Cure is going up against Armani, so you know what, Zest might be able to just completely avoid Cure here entirely, but you know what, it is dangerous for Zest here, because I mean, he is going into a PvP, an incredibly volatile matchup. All the pro players that I talk to that play PvP tell me that it's just a toss-up. It really can go either way. And, well, no matter how hard you try, it is always a game of chance in a way, right? Well done, Armani boy. Yeah, Armani played well there, I have to say. You know what, I'm feeling confident about this. I think Hurricane might be able to beat Zest as well. Which is a weird thing to say, I realize, but you know what? Overall, I think Zest, you know what? I'm pretty sure he doesn't do well in heat. I think Zest is more of a winter type of player. I think that might be the problem here. It's just not his season, guys. It's too warm. He's feeling icky. And he needs to be, he needs to shine. It's a bold prediction. I like it. Exactly, my man. I like it too. I like it too. It fills me with confidence. And oh my god. Does it fill me with a sense of, you know, overall fulfillment in a way. The prophecy has been made. Zest is not going to win a single game in this tournament. Man, that's rough. What other products do we still have, of course, for this? We still have Stats, we still have Zaun, we still have Estrella, so we still have Hurricane as well. Patience is there. Out of those all, of course, Stats, you know what, most likely to take this tournament, I'd say. Stats, it's just nuts as well. I think we need to take more into account, actually. I want to see a graph. I don't know if there's any graph makers in the chat right here, but I wanna have a more visible way to see if people are performing better in the colder temperatures or the warmer temperatures, or you know, when it's winter, when it's summer. You know, when do they start winning more games, or is it just unrelated entirely? Right? We might come to the conclusion because of that as well. Elephant Man, thank you for that follow as well as Side FX. Very much appreciate it, guys. Hope to see you around some more. Hope you're having a good time, just chilling and winding. Not dying due to the heat. I'm gonna have to just wave some air into my face now and again as well. What temperature? I'll tell you what temperature it is. Hold up. 1 second. The power of... Oh, no, wait, that's the wrong one. Where do we see this? How do you see it here? That's right. I'm embarrassed to say. I'm embarrassed to say. It's very hot, though. It's very hot. Incredibly hot. So, it's... Alright, I'll say it, alright? I'll say it. It's 30 degrees. It is 30 degrees. It's not that hot. I know. But it's just... You know what? We're a very low-laying country. We're not used to these temperatures. Our buildings aren't made to deal with higher temperatures. We don't have AC. I'm on a freaking attic. Attic. The attic. I'm in the attic. You know how hot it gets in the attic when it's 30 degrees. We have a very, very high humidity as well, of course. Just trying to make this better for myself here. I'm just not used to it, alright? I'm not used to it. My body can't handle it. Nor can my building. Where I live. I hate anything above 20. Yeah, I'm with you, Covey. I'm with you. I'm a winter boy. I'm a winter person. Where is he streaming from? The attic. I'm from... streaming from the attic. Canadian checking in here. Ah, I see. I'm from the Netherlands. I am from the Netherlands. Can I see the humidity as well? Let me see if there's humidity on this. Is there? How do I say humidity? 37%. Is that a lot? Get a fan, at least. Works wonders. Yeah, that would actually help probably. But then I'm afraid how much of that would be picked up in the microphone, perhaps as well. Although when I'm not casting, I would still benefit, I suppose. You know, you're a smart guy, Shingdings. Shingdins, sorry, I'm not a smart guy, which is why I need 3 attempts to pronounce anyone's name. It'll work. It's a good plan. You got me. Nice, nice. Very good, very good. Oh, snap. We're on a 3-minute break. I missed the entire break. I was just chatting with you guys. That would have been useful. Just don't focus it on your mic. It's impossible. It's a very good mic. It picks everything up. Picks up that car that went by, didn't it? Picked up the marching band that was outside not that long ago too. I don't know if any of you were there. I was just regularly casting my game and suddenly a marching band just like comes through the street, man. I just had to pretend like it was all planned. Very good mics. Don't pick up everything. I think we'll agree to disagree, alright? I think we'll agree to disagree. Oh, that's interesting. Going on a journey here. Alright guys, this is the winners match, so whoever wins this one will be going forward to the next group stage. Yeah, whoever wins this, going to the next group stage. We'll have to wait and see if what happens, of course. There's a blue circ right here. Freak of Freaks is Armani. The arm of Annie. Annie's arm. Wow, that was bad. Alright, in the bottom left side, we have ourselves a red Terran player fighting for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is the online monstrosity. Cure. Had a rough start so far with this, well, the first game. Then picked it up very quickly again against Hurricane. And you know what? Looks like he will continue the shenaniganry here. It's no factory flown into the main base though, so well, we are slowly tuning down the level of crazy. It is happening, slowly but surely. The Overlord sees the barracks right now, and you know what? He is in fact gonna pull a reasonable amount of drones, 5 of them right here. We'll not get there before these barracks finish, of course. Might be able to, no, I won't be able to get the second one either. But then again, he will make it very difficult for any bunkers to go up. It will also be more difficult, of course, for those Marines, because they do have to be heavily microed here to avoid being chumped up by those drones right now. Oh my, only left one single drone on the 2 SCVs. Cure there very quickly to realize this. Lovely micro on that Marine as well. Going in between the mineral lines, kills one of the drones already. And so far, you know, it does lose the Marine though. He won against Hurricane earlier. This is true, but I mean, it was barely though. It was really barely. And I don't think he really wants to go up against Hurricane again here. Oh, Nelly. Alright, in come the steam train of the Zerg. The slime train. Oh, nice micro there from Cure. Kind of dodging to the right side there. A nice maneuver. Does circumvent a little bit of damage there from the drones for a little bit longer, but loses a lot of Marines right now. How many? 4 of the Marines already going down. For the price of only 3 Zerglings and 4 drones. So, you know what? I'd say this is a reasonable position here for Armani. Of course, Cure doesn't have anything at home either, guys. This is a very important thing to note. He is making a factory, but that's it, right? He doesn't have a second base to follow up upon. Definitely still wants to do a little bit of damage here. Will he get the opportunity, though? I'm not convinced. We're seeing a lot of banelings on the production tab. Cure is potentially just going to get Ling rushed here. Now, of course, with the factory behind, those Lings will not be able to clean everything up unless if he makes a baneling nest, of course. And bust himself through that wall. That could very well spell a lot of trouble here for Cure. Especially if he loses all these Marines on this side of the map right now before they get home. He just needs to get home with those Marines, I'd say. Which is not what he's doing. Yep, that is, that's gonna be trouble. That is gonna be a whole boatload of trouble. Now suddenly, surprise, surprise, the Gazillion Lings are here. He's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna contain you for as long as possible. And Armani taking that, and Judo rolling himself back into the advantage here. Getting all of those Marines right now. You're realizing, you know what, I might need to scout a bit more with this barracks, because I did not see this coming. 4 banelings, 5 banelings, there we go, that's better. Another command center and 2 Hellions are gonna be constructed. Also, looks like we will have ourselves a couple of Banshees coming in. If we do manage to get a Banshee here in time, that would be massive, of course. As the Banshee will just be able to target down the banelings. A second wall trying to be constructed here by Kjør, but this is a bit too much. Let's see if the Lynx can get a good surround on the Hellions. Yes, they can. And that might be it, guys. It's hard to see a comeback from this point in time anymore. Even if you are Kjør. I mean, yes, he's getting a Banshee, but, I mean, he's going to lose all his SCVs. There it is. GG is called. Armani takes game number 1. And Kjør, once again, losing the first game of the series. Needs to win 2 games in a row again. Needs to reverse sweep Reno himself. Away from being swept under the rug. But then, to be fair, his TVP is pretty good. I always thought his TVC is also pretty good. Now, I suppose this is just a 2-Rex, right? Just a 2-Rex, regular 2-Rex, and then he didn't get to see what was coming his way afterwards. Otherwise, he probably would have prepped for that a little bit more religiously, in a way. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you know, I'm gonna roll with it. Would have religiously defended against that, or just prepped for the defense there. Wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Anyway, that means we're gonna go into game number 2 on Eternal Empire this time around. And for anyone that has just joined us, welcome. You are watching the newest Alpha X tournament. This is the day number 1, so you have arrived at the right time. Go tell your friends as well. The bracket is pretty darn stacked, guys. Let me quickly show you all. This is all the players that are participating. It's not just the top-notch Koreans. It's also some lovely foreigners that are in the same overall sphere of time, right? So they can all play on the same surface as well, which is amazing. You know, it's always nice to have that happen on these online tournaments. Anyway, we have Time Special, Scarlet and Estrella as well, all ready to fight it out, and they're going to be fighting it out on July 1st, 3rd, and 5th. We'll be picking those games up afterwards, of course. July 10th and 12th we'll have the second group stages, and then at a later point in time we'll have the playoffs. That's still so far away, though, that we can wait for that. Of course, also we have the Matcherino page, where if you are interested, you will get the replay pack for all of those days. Every single one of them. You wanna have replays of Time? Sure. You wanna have replays of Romani, Estrella, anything, all of them will be delivered to you as soon as we have them available for sending. They're going to be delivered right up until your doorstep, other known as your email address or Discords or wherever the hell we send these things from. I don't know. I don't send them. I just back them up. All right. Should I do introductions? Should I? Shouldn't I? I think you guys know, right? Blue Zerg, Armani, Africa Freaks. Africa Freaks. Bottom left. There's Red Terran. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Kjør. Super Static. What's up? What do you need sushi for? Where is sushi? What do you mean? He's probably just here chilling. He's probably just in full screen doing something else. There he is, you see? You love sushi? There you go. Here. What time is it for you, Aesthetic? It's a bit early to be drinking for me, but you know what? Maybe not for you. 12 AM, alright. Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, I love sushi too, honestly. Great guy. A great guy, a boon to the entirety of StarCraft 2 and the esports scene. There is the Reaper now coming on in. You know what? Just a small, slight, little bit of thingamajigs. Reaper magic. Doesn't get any circling though, so a complete failure. Oh wait, hold up, hold the phone. Redemption. Oh my god. Oh, that felt good. He can finally go home again. Tell his mother. Be proud. His mother will be proud. I think one thing we should have is if StarCraft 3 becomes a thing. I've been thinking about this in the back of my head a little bit more so. It should be some sort of weird mechanic where you can in fact like capture an enemy unit and then take him to some sort of weird prison cell and then perform interrogation tactics on him. And then you'd have like this in-between cutscene of like the, what was that game called again? LA Noire or something. You'd have like an LA Noire type of moment inside of the game, and then you would be able to tell like, oh right, he's going for this technology. Something like that. I know it sounds crazy. I know it. Believe me, it will work. It will work. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. Ah. What is happening here? Nothing much actually. Nothing too crazy. We have Banshees on the way, some Hellions trying to deny the creep, but other than that, both these players kind of chilling, macroing up as we have Cure going for that third CC and a third hatch for Armani as well. Baneling Nest Layer on the way, so we'll be prepping up for the Baneling Speed for any type of timing attack coming in at a later point. Lovely stuff from him. More barracks. Barracks-uru. I don't think we want it to happen, Loppy. I don't think we want it to happen. Oi, oi, oi. So a lot of that creep tomb is there. Immediately coming back in with those queens, though. Actually, not going as far out there as I thought he would. Maybe a bit of missed micro there. It's gonna cost him a little bit of time to reclaim all this creep right now that is dissipating. Maybe he's afraid of some sort of a ruse where he will get surrounded or pushed at some other side if he does try to move too far forward here with those queens. Firebats riding on Diamondbacks. Yes, this is another thing we've been missing, right? What about units riding on different units? We need units to be mounts. Imagine this, 5 Hydras on the back of an Ultralisk. What if we have Marines standing on the back of a Banshee? Right? This is what we need. That's a great idea, Mage Dwone Weiss. 5 Marines on top of a tank. That's right. Oh, what if you could just put a Widow Mine underneath a Banshee and then you can fly over units and the Widow Mine would go off. Or what about I'm thinking Infestors on top of the Broodlords. There we go. Bam. We've solved it. Infestor Broodlord, bringing it back. Oh, hello there, sir. I heard you had Banshees in town. Only killing 3 workers so far. Well, I guess 11 in total, actually. Guess I'm just thinking too much about these StarCraft 2 things that we should have. Finally name butchered by the Dutchman. There you go. You're welcome, sir. Maybe in a couple of times I will get a little bit closer, but you know what? A butcher is gonna be guaranteed. So they can drop banelings. Yes, yes, now we're getting somewhere. now we're making a game. Now we're actual gamers, guys. This is it. This base could be in a little bit of trouble. Those Hellbats still quite together though, lumped up. Banelings might be doing okay against this. Needs to be careful. Still a lot of Marines cancels the base the last second there. Loses the drone though, and an Overlord. That's a lovely job, well done there by the Red Terran here. Definitely, you know what, one of those moments where you're going to be, if you are replay analyzing, you're going to be like, well, how could he have stopped this attack here? And you know what, maybe a part of it is going to be that creep spread. It was quite difficult for those banelings really to get on top of those Marines right there. And not much was in the way, shape, or form there of helping out. Cubic Empire, thank you for that follow as well. I much appreciate it, buddy. Welcome to the Alpha X squadron of followers. Garrison engineers to infinite repair. That's right. That's right. What if we could put buildings on top of other buildings? We need skyscrapers in this game. Why make it difficult? Right? When your wall is about to die, another supply depot from above it will drop down just one story and you'll be fine. You'll have a new wall, right? You can upgrade the overall HP of your wall this way. And any unit that was underneath, as the building's collapsing, will of course get crushed. Because those are fair game mechanics. Alright. Okay, I'm not completely convinced what Kur's trying to do here. I think he's just trying to get rid of as much creep as possible. It doesn't look like Hermani's really all down with that plan and will clean this up rather convincingly, actually. Not taking too much damage. Now, of course, behind this Kur, though, still in a very good spot, economically speaking. Still in the 3 base, has a 4th base already ready to go to a new location here. Whichever he would like, and Armani kind of trailing behind economically speaking here, as we can see there. A couple of red blobs going down a bit further than the red or the blue hills going upwards. Okay, Mutalisk. I mean, these Mutalisks not really have done that much harassment yet either, have they? Really not getting into that opportunity. So another thing that Kur really is doing very well here. Just kind of deciding the pace of this game, right? With the aggression that he's showing continuously, being out on the map, being sieged up, it allows him to kind of safeguard his mineral lines indirectly by forcing the Mutalisk to stay across the map to potentially have to deal with this attack coming in. Alright, there's the 5th base now as well coming down. That's exactly what we need to have here. An enormous Fortress of Solitude now being constructed here by Kur. Oi, oi, oi. Careful. Careful, sir. Really trying to snipe some units here, but that is always extremely dangerous when there's Thors and Widowmines involved. Yeah, these Mutalisks not getting anything done so far. Kur really on top of his overall micros awareness. And you know what, I think at the natural base, yeah, in the natural base there's only 3 missile turrets right now, but because Kur is so completely aware of the movement of the Mutalisk, I would be doubtful that he won't send something over there, or at least have his reinforcements clump up on that location when he does expect the Mutalisk to be rotating around again. Instead, we're just seeing the Mutalisk coming through here, finding a way into the main base, and finally really finding some damage here. Oh, I say some. Might be an oversaturation, over-exaggerated some. Maybe hardly any would still be more accurate. I guess he gets 12 kills there on the 3rd base. So finally does manage to get some damage there. Then again, Kur has been rolling on that high economy for so long. Was it too little? Was it too late? Is it still gonna have an influence here? I mean, if Armani loses the base right now due to this push, it's going to be trouble. And he really doesn't have that much creep either right now, does he? To hold back these types of attacks. Alright, in come the Zerglings, the Banelings. It looks like this should be enough here once again for Armani to absolutely stomp this. Now the army supply overall though still in favor for Cure somehow, some way. And as we can see there, they are all the Marines, Marauders, and mostly Widow Mines right now coming into play. The bases are running dry right now, and this base got destroyed because, you know what, I knew that was happening. Don't worry about it. I just, you know what, thought I'd inform you later on at some other points in time. Incaster, thank you for the follow. Alright. Again, a big run by here. The Zerglings trying their best to make something happen. How many medevacts do we have? We have 10 medevacts still. Okay, I thought for a moment we didn't have that many because of the amount of Mutalisks that we've been seeing all this game. Of course, it becomes difficult to have enough medevacts to heal everything. And on the bottom right side, we kind of saw that happening there for a moment, but does have enough to re-heal up all those Marines and Marauders. +3/+3 now on the way here for Armani, as well as the Adrenal Glands. Do we have the Ultralisk Kevin already somewhere available? I don't think so. I don't think so, no. So, even though he does have the Hive Tech so far, we're not really seeing anything but the upgrades coming out for him so far. I would love to see either the, well, yeah, I suppose the Great Aspire or the Ultralisk Kevin. Or even just some Vipers, right? Even Vipers would do lovely against this. To be fair though, against the Bioplay, I always personally prefer the Infestors a bit more so. To lock them down and then roll in the Banelings, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Alright, in we go. No, never mind. Coming back. Okay, in we go. No, never mind. Go back. Go back. That's so many Marauders well spread out. That is a ridiculous position there from Cure. He was incredibly quick with splitting up all those Marauders, and rolling Banelings into Marauders to try and kill them that way is incredibly inefficient, guys. That's about as inefficient as you can get. And Cure really doing a great job so far, but just not having enough Marines behind this to hold back the Mutalisk anymore. And that's a big deal, actually, not losing a single base here due to this attack, and even having that other base right now. Near the Rich Vespian Geyser, the second Rich Vespian Geyser, of course, to still have that going strong. Let's see what he will be able to do here. Nice little bit of Mutalisk harassment once again, but Cure not having any of it. Just going to start moving across the map here again. Definitely dealt pretty well with the Banelings previously. Oh, nice Widowmine connections there as well. Mutalisk in the main base, right on top of the production now. At this moment in time, it looks like Armani might be able to do it here. Again, not losing anything and really just applying the pressure at the home base of Cure. He is falling apart right now. Army supply is still very equal, but the income for Armani is going to absolutely skyrocket with that 6th base secured. And the amount of SCV damage that he's doing right now. And of course, remember that he's picking off units here for almost 3. I suppose, well, now we do have a good cluster of Marines coming in to save the day here, but other than that, it was a very scary situation there for a moment of time. These Mutalisks, they need to be careful though. There's a good amount of missile turrets there. Alright, gets out of there. 13 SCVs in total, getting picked off in that moment in time. The upgrades are done. Still, though, we're not seeing anything else in tech form here for Armani. His creep spread is kind of getting somewhere, but then again, I mean, he's expanding quicker than he's getting his creep spread. So that once again means that this location right here, prime real estate for a Terran push, will be able to get himself sorted. A massive counterattack, though. Will it be a surround? Will it be a counterattack? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like it will be a counterattack, though. Widow Mines, though. Oh my. Well, that's a counterattack gone and dealt with very quickly. The base as well falls, and yeah, that is as rough. You know what? Suddenly Armani, he was in a good position, but then losing so much supply right there, and still not having anything of the high tech to really secure this game with. Taking a lot of damage now on the Mutalisk as well due to the Thor there. That is 4 Widow Mines all clumped up together. That could be a big connection here. We don't have an Overseer either with the Mutalisk anymore, so could definitely be very problematic right now. Come on. Okay, more SCVs do go down. So once again, I mean, Armani finding the damage on the economy, but still needs to deal with the army at one point as well. 150 army supply right now available for cure. Some of it is, of course, still on this side of the map, but most of Armani's... Oh my god, the Widow Mines! Okay. Okay then. Oh, more Widow Mine connections. And that's it. That's a GG. Oh, dear lord. Man, Cure made that exciting there in the end. A couple of times I thought he was gonna kind of tumble over. But you know what? Very well played by him. He collected himself, reassembled his forces, minimized the amount of damage that he took from the Mutalisk, decided to go very decisively to go for the counterattacks whenever the Mutalisk was still in his base as well, right? Because that's just one of the easiest ways to lose against the Zerg, when you're like just running around your own base continuously trying to catch Mutalisk and you're just missing mining time, you're losing SCVs, you're taking the bad fight because you know what, the Mutalisk can just run away every time it's gonna go into your favor. He didn't do any of that, so very, very cleanly played there by Cure. And you have to wonder what really went through Armani's mind to decide not to go for the Hive Tech units, right? Or even Infestors. I think Infestors would have been amazing in a situation like that. Makes it so much easier to just hold down one of those big bio pushes. Becomes much easier to zone. But yeah, just a couple of times now, because of the ease that Cure had to just micro himself backwards, it seemed like it was a bit too much for Armani to deal with. It's pretty sad though. The only real way to kill a horde of Mutalisk is through those Widow Mines, lol. I'm not sure if that's completely true. I mean, a ton of missile turrets also do pretty well. A good amount of Marines do pretty well. Although, it comes down to how much they're being microed. And then you also have Thors, of course. I think Thors are also a very good response. Because you can just lift up the Thors with, like, if you have 3 to 4 Thors, all in AoE mode, and you lift them up with the medevacs, just boost them after the Mutalisk into a base somewhere, and then leave your Marines somewhere else. Something like that, right? It is doable. I'm not saying it's easy. For sure, it's not easy. It's one of the harder things to do, but I don't think the Widow Mines are the only way. It's not the only way. Against Thors and Marines, they get shredded. Yeah, they definitely do. If you attack, the Mutas have to be used defensively. Yeah, either the Mutalisk have to be used defensively, or you just go for the entire base trade, right? You bring your Zerglings, your Banelings, your Mutalisk, and then, because of stuff like Planetary Fortresses, Widow Mine, Siege Tanks still being there, Thor randomly coming out of the production tab, it becomes a lot more easy, I feel like, for the Zerg to kind of be stopped dead in its tracks, trying to do the base trade rather than the for the Terran in a way, right? Just split Marines like the Korean, yeah, man. Or Marauders. I mean, did you see how many Banelings he lost due to the Marauders just being in perfect splits? At the top side of the map, that was no big deal, or no small deal there. Having a cleaner engagement like that at moments like that means that you're gonna have a cleaner engagement later on, right? You're gonna have more units, you're gonna have more stuff to counterattack with, to try and hold the next attack, and that's kind of what you need to be doing. Sometimes for the Zerg you see these where they just barely hold something, and that's when really trouble starts to add up, because the Zerg, they need to, you know what, in some cases they really need to crush the opponent, especially if they don't have a bank, especially if they don't have you know what, a significant lead in the economic margins. It just it's rough. It's rough. In the top left side of the map, we have ourselves the blue Zerg. He is looking for one more game here, one more victory, and he will be able to move on through to the next group stage. Will he be able to do it? One loss, and it means he will have to fight off against whoever is going to win the losers match. He is Freaka Freaks Armani. Bottom right side, there's a red Terran player fighting for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is Cure. 500 DJ is the sponsor for this tournament. A lovely bunch of folk helping us out with a ton of money for this one. Really bringing it home, bringing home the bacon. And helping us out quite a bit here, organizing all of this. Strongly recommend you look into them. Now, what do we have over here? What do we have over here? Nothing too much, actually. Nothing too much. Reaper. Trying to buy time now, are we? I see. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Just talking to myself now in a weird way. Guys, we do still have that Matcherino page, by the way. Just a little heads up, right? Would very much appreciate anyone helping us out with those codes. We have about $300 worth of codes, so I mean that that's gonna be a big portion of the prize pool if that's added in as well. And that is free money for us to pick up, so that would be a waste if we don't get that, of course. Exclamation mark Matcherino. You got some time right now before the game really picks up steam here. It's gonna take a while as both of these players again going to ramp up the macro, it looks like. Both Cure and Armani going for that 3-base economy here. Little Reaper boy. He was a Reaper boy. I see you later, boy. Forgot how that song goes. I've never been good with song lyrics, honestly. I've never been good with music. Is anyone else here? Like, when I was a younger kid, I despised music. I just couldn't understand music at all. I was a broken boy. I was just like, yeah, I mean, it's just noise coming out of somewhere. I don't understand. I can't interact with it. I can't. There's no scoreboards or anything like that. What am I supposed to do with this? That was just not for me. It just was not for me. I turned around though. I grew emotions after a while, and I started to learn appreciating the fine arts of making music. I don't make music myself, but at least I can appreciate well-made music now. Maybe I was just listening to the wrong type of music. That could be as well. Anyway, Cure going for the Hellion and Liberator opening here, trying to apply some pressure. We're seeing a Roach attack though coming out for Armani. We'll ramp the aggression up relatively quickly here. And that means, you know what, the Liberator might want to consider staying home. And against this 3-base, well, quick 3-base here for the Terran player, that could of course spell a lot of trouble here. Chris, there is a Korean stream for the tournament, so if you want to head on over there, definitely go check it out. It's Into the Clan making the Korean stream happen right now, if you want to check it out. There's the Liberator right now, going towards the 2nd base. Let's hope it will buy himself a little bit of time. So far, though, I'm not quite sure if he's aware of anything that's happening right now and needs to get in between the mineral lines. Just barely gets himself in an okay position. So we'll get a reasonable trade here, but still losing all of those Hellions. That's most of the defensive capabilities he has right now against those Zerglings. Okay, he does have a siege tank, though. Where is the Overlords here? Where are they? There's no Overlords here. So the siege tank... Oh, it looks like it's not even going to take the risk to put it on the high ground here in case there was an Overlord. That's a shame. Could have had that just wailing away for such a long period of time. Trying to hold this attack back right now. There's more and more links in the production tab. It looks like Armani may have just blindsided Kjør here completely. Kjør almost supply blocked as well. It's going to be heavily supply blocked when this supply depot goes down as well. We'll not be able to make any reinforcements. The SCVs go down by the dozen. And, well... Come on, another supply block. There we go. 61 out of 61. Does lose an Overlord as well, though, so... That's a big deal. Again, another siege tank that is not put onto the high ground, but you know what, did do enough damage there. It looks like Kjør's gonna hold here. We'll be able to hold this off and be in a very nice position actually now with the 3 bases, with a good amount of workers still remaining. And some nice tech to follow it up with as well, right? Getting himself to double upgrades even right here. That is a wonderfully played defense there from Kjør. And Armani, you know what? Trying to get the early victory here. Not really working out this time around. Even when he did blindside Kjør there a little bit. Still just Kjør 2 on top of things. With a massive repair on that bunker. Holding this off. Now we'll go for a big counterattack with those 2 medevacs. And, you know, I think that should be doing quite a bit here. I love this type of aggression. As soon as a Zerg... Alright, so this is the thing, right? If a Zerg does some sort of an all-in on you, immediately afterwards, if the aggression, it fails and he moves backwards, there's 2 things that he can do, right? He can try to make a second wave, or he can try to make a gazillion drones to just catch up in the macro game. Now, if you force your opponent then to stay at home with drops like this, that means, first and foremost, if he made drones, you might just kill him. You might just do so much damage that you get even further ahead. Or you're going to be able to delay the second wave by quite a bit here because he's busy trying to deal with those medevacs. So lovely decision making here from Kjør that I am absolutely down with. As we're seeing, we had a bit of a influx of drones right there. And then afterwards, Armani did go back into the army unit, so a bit of a mixture of things that he's going for here. Looks like it's working out all right for him. Really getting the minimum amount of drones I think that he could get away with. Now going back into the army supply, but I mean, still though, this army for Kjør that is moving in here. I'm not sure if Armani has anywhere near the amount of stuff that he needs to hold this back. Ooh, Biles, though, come on, Biles, be magical. Magical Biles not really being magical enough here. I mean, pain is temporary, Armani. Honor is forever. And you lost all your honor trying to do an all-in here. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm oversimplifying that point, but you know what? I do think he's a goner here. He's still trying. He still has a reasonable amount of forces, right? Maybe if he manages to get great connections there, but you know what? Losing a bit too many of the Ravages there due to the Marine Ball siege tanks. Still 3 of them in total here. Gonna start putting them closer and closer to the main base and really make this difficult now for Armani to hold off. But you know what? With the Bio Ball split up, this becomes a little bit easier actually. Nice dodge on those Biles there though with the tank. Very well done. Okay, now Armani looks like he's kind of hold on here, but he did lose a base. He lost a lot of stuff as well, right? I mean, looking at the income graph as well as the units lost tab, it looks pretty equal, which means it is in favor for the Terran. And especially if the units lost tab as well is equal, then that means, oh my god, the drop Armani moves backwards. This might be it, guys. This did not get spotted. There was no Overlord spotting for any of this right here. So it's taken an incredibly long time before the Roaches and Ravages are back at the main base here. And, well, at least he will clean up all the siege tanks here. But at what cost? At what cost was that, actually? Was that worth? Was it worth? Was it worth? I guess he lost both those extractors. I guess he might lose this base as well now. Yeah, I just don't see Cure losing this anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. GG. 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 Oh, for a moment I thought I had something on my shirt, but it's just my bottle. Very well played there by Cure. He will be the first person to advance. Twice losing the first game in a best of 3, but still hanging on there, being the pro that he is. Keeps his head cool and manages to move on forwards with the overall series in a positive way. And end it in a positive way as well for him. Will be our first contestant in the second group stage. Now, we're not done yet, guys. We still have 2 series to go. We have, of course, Zest versus Hurricane. A PvP, a best of 3, and then afterwards we will have the winner of that one going up against Armani. Now Armani already taken out Zest 2-0 today. Hurricane had a marvelous series as well against Cure. I think that was even closer than the series of Armani versus Cure was. Although, you know, that was also pretty close, but we had less of a macro game, which makes me feel like it was less close, you know, in a sense, right? It's always more impressive to have a close game in the macro game, in my opinion, rather than a close game in the all-in. Because that becomes more impressive to me, at least for somebody that doesn't really scout the all-in for a while and then comes in later. Anyway, regardless, looks like we are vetoing. I'm gonna quickly roll some ads, guys, and run to the toilet real quick. So, one moment, please. Be right back. I have to move this lamp now. Woo! It's still hot. It's worse when I go downstairs where it's cooler and then I go upstairs again where it's warm. Sucks. It sucks. Oh well. Anyway. Zest versus Hurricane. Let's see how they do. How will they handle themselves? How will they be in the PvP matchup? Zest pretty good in the PvP matchup overall. Have to give him that one. But he looked so lackluster in the other series. in the PVT and the PVZ. I'm just not sure, man. It feels like he's just feels like he's not really hitting his stride at the moment. Did Cure win? Yes, Cure did win, Chris. I think you already knew, didn't you? I think you already were aware. Anyway, guys, remember there is the Matcherino page. If you want to help us out, get more tournaments like this going, that is the place to be. Right over here, you will be able to contribute either directly or, well, for free with a little lovely code, of course, which will be right here. Hey X 500DJ. And voila, I've already used it, so I'm not allowed to do it again, but other people are, of course. Go check out the website as well, 500dj.com. Should I do that right now? Should I do it right now? I'm scared. I'm scared. Maybe I should go on this screen before. Right, look at the beauty, guys. They do all sorts of stuff for all sorts of games. You'll see how beautiful it is, really. Regardless of that. Here we go into game number 1 of these two players. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a pink Protoss fighting for Raise Your Edge Gaming. Can he get his luck turned around right here? We'll have to wait and see. He did switch colors. Maybe that will help him out a little bit. You know what? Calm down a little bit. Ease into it, you know? He is Zest. On the top right side, we have his opponent right here. Well, I'll be. It's also a Protoss. He's red, though, and he is Hurricane, the teamless Protoss. Just realized there's a dead mosquito on my desk. Must have died in the heat. Don't blame him. Actually, did I give you a shout out, Inquisitor 59? Thank you for the follow there. All right. Sensor Lub. Senior Slub, maybe. Probably. Possibly. Thank you for the follow, anyway. Thank you for the nice words as well. Very much appreciated. I don't know how to take a compliment, though, so please don't ever do it again. I don't do well. Under pressure. So yeah, it's just regular stuff, guys. I wanna start talking about things that are happening, but truly, I mean, we've seen this part of TV2 or PvP a couple of times already. My casting is satisfactory. Nice. Sound like Abatha. It will be sufficient. The casting is permittable. Alright. Stargates, there we go. Something interesting happening here. Stargates coming out for Hurricane and another gateway for Zest. We'll have to wait and see. No Twilight Council just yet or anything of the sorts for Zest here, or even a Robo. Always a little bit surprised if we don't see the proxy Robo, at least from somebody in the PvP matchup. So far, not really the case, of course. Oh, this probe coming from the bottom right side, that's gonna... You know what? That's gonna make you a little bit worried if you're Zest. Seeing that probe coming from that weird angle. But you know what? He's not gonna scout it just yet. He is... although he is sending his stalkers over there right now. Might be still under the impression that something could be here, of course. Okay, he's not spending too much time. That's a good thing. Very good thing indeed. Builds his own little pylon here. Is he going to go for a full gate? Is he going to throw down another gate there? Is that the plan? Is it? Oh boy. Should have this as well. Alright, easy. Easy. Easy game. Zest. Still nothing being constructed here. He does have the money for it. It's almost like he wants to build a Nexus at this point to follow this up with. Very interesting. Is he supply blocked? No, he isn't. Okay, just wants to get 3 more Stalkers here. Of course, the Oracle almost missed that one. There is a shield battery already in the base of Zest, so that's going to be okay. So no major moves yet from either of these players. Nothing too game deciding. Can go both ways still. I like this type of stuff though, with the status trap and the good little ad there. But you know what? Perfect reaction from Zest as well. Sets it off in a way where he won't get bothered too much, and we'll be able to get that Nexus going. Hurricane following this up, the Stargate attack with a Robo. And Zest going for the Twilight Council here. That's all he's added into this matchup so far, tech-wise. Nothing else. Is he gonna go DTs? You never know with this boy. Alright, in he comes. Does have the sentries, of course. Might be able to get a good amount of force fields going. So far, you know what, that is... that's pretty darn good. Does lose 3 probes behind as well, though, of course. But with this extra timing on the second Nexus, might be able to make up for that. As well as, you know what, he's already 26 versus 26 workers anyway. So should be okay. These adepts, yeah, they take a long time to warp in without a gateway here, of course. Tries to... Actually, there's no shields anymore on the Immortal, so that one goes down very quickly. Now more targeting happening here from Zest. Doing some wonderful stuff there as well. The Oracles once again coming on in, trying to one-shot those probes, not really being able to do so though. And now with the War Prism here as well, I think he might want to consider prioritizing the micro at home over the micro of the Oracles. Let those just get a bit more energy before he goes in again. Alright, and there's also the Nexus, of course, for Hurricane now on the field. Now, where are we going to be taking this? There's still nothing but the Twilight Council for Zest on the field here. Twilight Council as well now for Hurricane. Hurricane is going down all 3 tech routes. And Zest is truly committed to the Blink Stalkers. I've seen Blink Stalkers before really doing a number on people. I like the addition of the sentries as well. Definitely allows you to kind of pick and choose your battles this way, right? If not be it by mobility due to just blinking away, you might be able to do it due to changing the entire terrain here. Then again, I think Hurricane is on the way to getting himself the charge upgrades and the High Templar Archives, and I think that's what I want to see from Zest here as well. Just going into, well, either the Robo or the Templar Archives. Right, you can't just stick around on pure Blink Stalkers forever, can you? Can you? I guess he's getting charged now. And a Dark Shrine coming out for Hurricane here. Oh, a smart boy as well. Puts it down where his... that's nice to see. Puts it down where the War Prism was. And will allow it to be hidden very easily this way. A very cool thing to see, actually. Not something you see every day. In come these Stalkers right now. A bit of pressure. Nothing that will be able to break the Camel's back, though, unfortunately. I guess it will be able to break the 2 gateways backs there, though. That's okay, too. That's okay, too. 2 Oracles still here as well. These 2 Oracles are keeping the supply of 3 Stalkers and 3 Sentries. Just kind of clumped up against this against these walls here. Which is a thing very worthwhile. There's the War Prism now coming in. The test on the ready. Oh boy. Ooh, this is very nice though. Coming in at the same time with those Oracles. Leaning up a sentry. Well, only 2 workers do go down there, unfortunately. But, you know, that was a good effort. The shield battery there definitely paying its worth. And doing quite... giving a lot of value there for Zest. The two Immortals still quite terrifying. Now the Dark Templar, they are ready. And of course Zest, I mean, he still doesn't have a Robo. He still doesn't... Oh wait, there he is. Never mind. I lied. You fell for that one, didn't you? Silly Kozen. Funny, funny. Okay, there's the War Prism now with one Dark Templar. Second Dark Templar will not be joining him. Alright, that is cool, that is cool. I suppose it's, seems like he wants to spread it out a little bit here. Single Dark Templar. Oh my god, those Warpins. Look at that, they actually blocked the Dark Templar for doing more damage. That was very cool to see. Force field like Warpins there. As the Dark Templar is just trying to get value wherever it can. There is a Observer now as well. That's still a lot of Zealots. Probably not in the place where they would like to be right now with this fight ready to happen. We need to have those Zealots going down the ramp here. It's just not happening. And then with the sentries there, they might be able to get a force field on that ramp. Immortals coming in forwards, ready to blow up the pylons and the shield battery. Shield battery overcharge in play right now. Two Archons available for Zest. He's coming in with a big surround as well. As the observers will actually, did we see? Okay, Hurricane there for a moment trying to snipe down the observer from Zest, but not gonna be able to. And Zest takes game number 1 here. And that was an interesting game. It's a weird one, for sure, but interesting, in a way. Yeah, it was. It was nothing game-breaking, but an interesting style coming out of Zest there, where he stayed a very long time on just pure Blink Stalkers. Pretty much tried to delay going for Immortals or Archons for the longest amount of time as he could. And I guess he did delay his opponent's Nexus there for a moment. I'm kind of interested in seeing the graph there, if I still can quickly. Resources collection rate, yeah, definitely a big favor there for Zest. I don't know if you guys saw that there in the end on the little screen there to my left, but definitely had a good moment there where it shot upwards. And lovely stuff there, lovely stuff. Anyway, guys, remember, there's not just a bracket, there is also the Matcherino. Let me run an ad real quick as well, because let me just make sure. I hope that is going to be okay. I'm sure we'll be okay. Just so we don't get it in the middle of the game. Alright. Just some stuff here, just some stuff there. Alright. Woo! Beating the heat. Beat the heat, guys. I turn off this lamp again for a moment. Oh, in the bottom right side we have ourselves a pink Protoss. Protoss. I always have difficulty with the R's, even in the Dutch language, but it does kind of show through then in those moments that I am a Dutch boy. Enthusiast, thank you so much for the follow, very much appreciate it. You came into the stream at the right time. Well, unless if you would have joined earlier, that would have been an even better time, but you know what, you're pretty well spot on the money here, I have to say. Pretty good, pretty good. Anyway, let me tell you about these players right here in the bottom right. We have the, well, the pink one. He hasn't had the greatest games just yet recently, but you know what? Definitely bringing it a little bit back here in the PvP matchup. Definitely looking very strong there. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, he is Zest from Razor Edge Gaming. What's up, Delirium? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. In the top left side, we have ourselves a red Plotos. A red Plotos. Just gonna butcher it even further. Do it on purpose when you know what? As long as you do it on purpose enough that people know that it's on purpose, you're not gonna look as silly. Anyway, he is Hurricane. Brodos. I could just say it like that. Sometimes, I don't know. I don't know why I make it more difficult for myself. I want to roll the R. Brotos. Once again, we're seeing the Stargate coming out here for Hurricane, and it will get scouted by Zest once more. So, liking this so far. And Zest, oh, a sneaky boy, immediately throws down the Stargate as well. This is the best. And oh, look at that, puts down a pylon as well, right next to Hurricane's Stargate. Really wants to see whether or not this finishes here. Really wants to see, or at least make him commit a little bit longer. Honestly, he might just let that pylon finish. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, he does. Okay, so now he knows for certain it will be that Stargate. Now, Zest at home. Oh my, he cancelled it. Look at that. Cancelling the Stargates and instead going quickly into the Twilight Council again. Which should be the correct response overall, right? But he is still making more adepts here. Guys, thank you so much for all those follows, by the way. Monk the Dog, Momel09, Chunksky. Very much appreciate it, guys. Hope you're enjoying yourself, and I hope I'm not ruining it too much for you. Although, you know what, that is where I do derive my joy from, those secretly just ruining StarCraft streams for people. Xcut ZG, thank you for that follow as well. I appreciate it, buddy. Who is casting? That's just me. This is just good old me. Danger mode. Wow, people are really coming in hard right now. That's pretty cool to see. So what are we seeing right now? It is going to be the Adept Glaives coming through here for Zest. An interesting choice versus the Phoenix. I suppose if you just make so many Adepts that you just don't have enough Phoenixes to lift them all up, that could be beneficial. I thought we were just going to go straight into the Blink. But at the same time, he's also getting himself the second Nexus here. So I'm not quite sure what he's going for. His probe line is fully open, though. He doesn't have anything to defend this with. He doesn't even have a shield battery here. I mean, this is asking for trouble. Is he waiting for the... did he want the Phoenix to lift up his probes? So he would have less Adepts dying off to the Phoenix? Was that the plan? Because he was hiding them and waiting for the Phoenixes to start doing real damage there. And now he's coming in. I mean, it would have kind of worked the same way if it were the other ones, right? Oracles. Now it looks like, you know what, with that shield battery overcharge, this is just not gonna work. I mean, it was an interesting one again from Zest here, but now adding in the Blink upgrade. Maybe was anticipating a bit more of a committal to the Phoenixes there. I'm not quite sure. I would highly doubt that Zest is just going to try something new here in a tournament like this with a pretty hefty prize pool. Instead, you know, this must be something that works out sometimes, right? Now I can kind of see maybe if he lost a couple more probes there, right? If the Phoenixes just wasted more energy on those probes. That could have worked out, but Hurricane deciding, you know what, I need to stop killing probes here. I need to figure out what is happening, because this is too easy right now. It's like he wants me to kill probes. That's kind of what I felt as well, but at least that is what I felt. Who knows what Hurricane felt, to be fair. Maybe he just thought like, silly Zest. You have lost your touch, old man. It's time for the new generation to kick in. But you know what? He needs to stop losing probes, though, if that's going to be the case here. We'll have another one. No? Okay. Shield battery. Shield battery on the case. doing its job right there. And in the end, I mean, the worker count definitely in favor here for Zest after killing 10 workers still. Very respectable amounts of damage, and I guess with the Blink Stocks as well, he should be, you know, relatively safe at home. Relatively safe. Doesn't just have the Blink quite yet, though. Immortals could be problematic, though, as well for Zest, of course. Another shield battery. There's another gas being taken. What else? What else? Point something out. Look at that. +1 attack. Look at it. Oh, beautiful. The greatest upgrade in the game. So I'm just trying to say things now here, guys. It's too hot to think about things sometimes. But... Alright. Now... These Phoenixes still doing quite a bit of damage here. I think the SimCity working a bit against Zest in a way where the Stalk is not having as much ease of access between the main mineral line and the natural mineral line because of the gateway cluster here. He will be moving out though on the map, and I don't think he's going to be able to do anything here, but you know what, still with good micro comes great responsibility. Don't make Hurricane feel bad about himself here. Okay, just a little bit of shield or a hull damage there finally being taken. But it's okay overall still. And now adding in his own robos. He's going to be playing catch up here, I feel like. Maybe just the Zealot Archon strat would have been the better way to go. It was the way he was going the previous game when he also went for the mass Stalkers, but... Maybe it works differently because he already has the Adepts, so he doesn't want to invest into that. Because now he can just get the Adepts instead of the Zealots. Maybe something like that. Here's the kicker though. We have the Robotics Bay, of course, already on the way here for Hurricane. He's also getting himself to blink, so I wouldn't be surprised but if we're going to see Disruptors coming out to play very quickly. And Disruptors are going to be incredible against the army of Zest here. Especially, you know what, if you have to micro your Blink Stocks already just on the, because of the massive amounts of damage of the Immortals, right? You have to be really on top of every Blink. And then also having to be on top of your Blinks because of the Disruptors. That could be... quite a hassle. Okay, the Adepts do shade on in here. They do pretty good against the shield batteries, actually. We'll be able to get rid of that one. The shield battery overcharge on the bottom, though, instead of the top. So that is a problem, but you know what? The units at the top not getting the support that they need. There's the Disruptor shot, though. Blam! Goes the Dynamite. And that's going to be GG. Hurricane holds on once again. And yeah, interesting maneuver there. An attempt at something from Zest. Not quite being able to make it work though, unfortunately. Definitely something that, you know what, has some potential. I think that could be a victory here and there. But you know what, Zest just not doing enough with the initial Adept attack, I'd say. Maybe if the Phoenixes didn't have any energy, right? Maybe if we had less of an investment also into the gateway units next to the Phoenixes, I think that would have had a lot more potential. And then suddenly you can just snowball something very quickly. Just went for 2 robots and attacked him. I can't wait when... You can't wait when he finishes in jail? What do you mean? What do you mean? He is here once again. I don't know. I think he kind of gave up at that point. I don't think he was really real shirt. You want me to put on a real shirt? It's too warm for a real shirt. Just wearing a loosely bit of fabric. That's all you're getting from me. Alright? What I could do is this though. And you won't have to look at it. Does this help? Does this help for you? Alright, anyway, we're going into the game here. Going into the game. It says get a point there. I don't think he did, right? Was that the first game? I'm not going crazy. I think I am. This doesn't sit right. This doesn't sit right with me. Not just my chair, but the overall fact that I'm not quite sure that was the first map, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Wasn't it? Guys, please help me here. I'm losing my my mind. My mind. My brain is overcooking. Alright, so what do we have? What do we have from these plays? Another gateway. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. What's over here? 2 gateways as well. I see, I see. Shizumi, brr. Thank you for that follow. Ascorbic Acid, thank you for the follow as well. Battle BSC2. All very much appreciated, guys. Hope you're having a good time. Remember, as we are starting up here with the PvP. Wait, did he win it? He won a game. Yes, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. I'm pretty confident now about this. Yes, yes he did. Thank you, and then robots. After my brain is trying to repair itself here. He did win game 1. Yes, yes, you're right. Oof. We figured it out. We figured it out. Together we got there in the end. It's just, I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I'm just continuously talking about things and then I jump from one subject to the other. And then I forget. I forget. Just doesn't feel like Zest is winning anything here. Killing off a probe as well. We went for a Stalker Sentry here from Hurricane. This is the first time we're not seeing one of these players opening up with the... shoot. Shoot. Thank you, totally a girl. No one's paying attention here, is it? Ah, oh, jeez. Just trying to avoid sweating. It's a best of 3, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, thank you for pointing it out. This is a best of 3. My dear lord, I am on fire. I'm glad I'm not playing. That would have been a train wreck. Allow all the players. It would mean that every GSL day would be 3 days long. Five best of 9s. That would be a long day of casting. That would be a long, long day of casting. The players would starve. Yes. We would have players just... As they're playing, they would have to plan out when they're gonna take naps. As they're playing, they're like, alright, well maybe game 3, I'm gonna open up with a planetary and some missile turrets, and then, you know what, I should have like a good 3 to 5 minutes to sleep, and then I might be able to cram down this sandwich over here as well. We'd see all weird strategies. Anyway, what do we have over here? We have the blink coming out for both players. Robotics facility though, once again a lot earlier on here for the red player, the Hurricane player. I guess he likes to hurry when he can. Hey, no, I'm sorry. Ah, dear Lord. Somebody needs to stop me. Right, let me just think this through until I have something actually interesting to say. Right, you know what? Bit earlier on that Nexus for Zest. Just a slight edge. Already ahead with full workers as well. Let's see how much that is in the income graph. Not that much. Best of unlimited. They would just be conserving energy, so they would just not play StarCraft 2. They would just be sitting there, trying to maintain their energy. All right, Zest. I mean, he needs to win this game right here. He needs to get his overall stuff sorted out, because it is not going so well so far for him. And it's not just today, guys. I mean, he lost to Armani 2-0 today, sure, but he lost 2 days ago. He was playing against Cure, so that went even worse. That went 5-0, and it didn't really feel close either. Is it a mirror match? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Let me see here for a moment. Yes, they do look a lot alike. Quite a lot alike, actually. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Disruptors here for Hurricane already coming out, as well for Zest actually this time around. Not sticking on the Stalkers for that long this time around. Nor is he gonna go for the... What did he go for actually? He went for Archons, and then the previous time he did go for the double Robo, but then he just went in for an attack. And honestly, I think that Zest is just actually also suffering a little bit from the heat. I'm not quite sure how hot it is in Korea right now, and usually they do have air conditioning and such like that, right? So it shouldn't be too much. Ooh, the Disruptor, that almost went bad. Zest switches from Plat 3 to God tier every other day. Yeah, that is true, actually. That is true. It's so hard to keep tabs on him and how well he's playing. Both these players going for a 4th place now as well. I think they realize that both of them are just macroing up here. And we are seeing the... Wait a moment. It's the War Prism speed coming up. So that's gonna try to do War Prisms... Is this the Robo with the War Prism? No, it's the Observer, alright. Almost is like he's gonna attempt to do some sort of a War Prism drop with the Disruptors. No, okay, it's just over there. Alright. Oh, first shots from Zest here. We'll be able to zone it out, but only has 1 shot remaining. Losing 1 Disruptor right now. Okay, has 3 shots now again, so should be okay. He is kind of in the driver's seats here. We'll be able to decide which way he wants to go. Kills off the Observer as well. That's a massive deal. We'll be able to overall pick the battles a lot cleaner now with that vision advantage, of course. Both these players just kind of zoning each other out. Zest here trying to snipe a Disruptor, doing a good amount of damage. And will he commit here? Oh, there's 2 Disruptors here actually. Kills one of them very cleanly. Gets the hell out of there again. Both these players now getting the +3 weapons attack. We do see the blink for the Dark Templar as well on the way though for Zest. I mean, it wouldn't be a Zest series if we didn't see a Dark Shrine at least once from him. With 25 Dark Templars killing of 1 single Iron Nexus or Command Center or whatever the hell it is he wants to kill at that time. Now more Disruptors coming out for Zest here. It's still so equal right now. It's hard to say who's going to be taking this one. Which is, I suppose, the exciting bit, right? Oh, wait, hold up. There is a... Oh, there we go. There's the hammer coming down, dropping right on top of this. There is a cannon just finishing up right now. Disruptor. Oh, my quick thinking, turning into Archons there, but will not save them, unfortunately. One Dark Templar remains. Only 8 kills on those Dark Templar. It's coming in with a wave number 2, though. Might be able to get a bit more damage dealt, especially if he comes in with his army on the other side at the same time. Look at all those Disruptors right here. Completely caught out of position. Ooh, needs to split up a little bit, but gets most of them right now. Oh, hits his own Stalkers there, though, with the Disruptors. That is unfortunate. Trying to kill off these stocks here for Hurricane, but losing as many Disruptors right now himself as he just managed to pick off. That was a bit of a klutz maneuver there, I have to say, from Zest. That was not the greatest amount of micro I've ever seen from this man. That was unfortunate. Now Zest on the retreat right now. It looks like we may have Zest going out as the first player in this tournament. Who would have thunk it? Zest, one of the best Protoss players, getting outplayed by Armani and Hurricane here. Two players that are not really discussed all that much as the best players. You know what, when you're talking about the best players, who's the best Protoss? Hurricane not really ever on anyone's list. You know what, he's really good, but nobody really puts him up with the top dogs. And Zest, of course, always kind of hanging around and about in that neighborhood. But you know what? Definitely having a rough time here recently. A lot of probes now dying off, as well as that Nexus, of course. He's going for the counter-attack, but what is over here? A lot of cannons, a lot of shield batteries. Hurricane's going to be absolutely fine losing a base here, but you know what? Will not even risk it. Recalls immediately. And this is pretty much all Zest can do right now, of course. Trying to buy time. Dark Templars, though, for Hurricane come into play here as well. Will push this attack back even quicker than it would have been otherwise. And wow, coming in with the full surround as well. Stalkers, everything. Just cascading down on top of the face of the Stalker ball here. And now, you know what, Zest, ooh, even getting his Warp Prism caught out of position there. What was in that one? I think it was Dark Templar. I'm pretty sure it was Dark Templar. We're just gonna say it was Dark Templar. If you want to find out, buy the replay pack. That's that's what's just gonna have to happen here. Yeah, Zest. Is there still a way for you to make this happen? He's trying to make observers right now. I mean, you need to have that vision. He has so many Disruptors, but they're all together, and it looks like he's not going to get the opportunity really to get the shots that he needs to, as he's losing absolutely everything here in the natural base. Losing his production, losing his probes, losing that Nexus. So many Disruptors there going down because of that hit there. We need to see magical connections. We're not going to see it, though. GG is called. Zest has to tap out. He's the first player that is going to get eliminated from the tournament. Which means we're going to have our final best of 3 between Hurricane and Armani. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Danger Mode. Zest wasn't winning. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. Guys, we're going to go into a quick ad break here. So if you have ads running, please give them a view so we, you know, it helps us out a little bit. Gets us a little bit of extra revenue. We would very much appreciate any type of other support as well, of course, on the Match Arena page. If you want to help us out there, Patreon, buying the replay pack, whatever it is, giving a sub. It's all very much appreciated, guys. Just being here, telling your friends about the stream as well, of course. So, anyway, see you in a little bit after the ad break. All right, see you in a bit. Whew. Now, what was this about my shirt? What's this? Is this a thing? What do you have against white shirts? What do you have against white shirts? Who was that person? It keeps out the heat. Beat the heat. War 1984. I guess he's in a full bodysuit. You know what? What's worse? I'm wearing short shorts underneath as well. With holes in it. So, you know what's even worse than my shirt? Fashionable forever. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, robots. And then robots. And then robots. It's nice because that was said right after when the ads break stopped, so now. Unless if people are reading the chat, it's difficult to see. Maybe I should just sit up straight. Maybe that's going to make it look a lot better. Also, maybe if I do this. There we go. Looks a bit better as well. Gets hotter. Twice as quick though. It's going to be easier to do this at night. Armani left the party. Interesting. What is happening here? He does still have to play. Get rid of this this sticker actually on the bottle. So yeah, so far already. Let's take a look actually at the brackets here. Let me refresh it quickly. And let me show you guys. Let's take a trip back to memory lane of today. What we've already seen, you know. What already happens. What took place. Cure versus Hurricane here. Cure taking down Hurricane in a very tight series. Almost going into the favor of Hurricane here. Cure managed to beat him back though in that final game. Very tight series. Pretty cool series as well, I have to say. Game 1 and 3 in particular, pretty cool in that one. Probably 3 more so than 1, but that might be because I'm biased towards Cure. Second game, Zest versus Armani. Zest not really finding his groove. Needs to find it quickly though, because you know what, he's definitely in a little bit of a slump recently. Because, well, normally you would just kind of expect, right? I was seeing this like even a couple of days before. Well, maybe not a couple of days, but like a week or 2 before this, you would be like, alright, Zest Cure, easy. At least I would have been. And then suddenly it's like, well, I guess I can't just give it to Zest anymore. I guess it's still always the possibility that he just gets out first in a group, but it's just as likely that he's going to go out first as well. Just a bit unfortunate. Anyway, Armani versus Hurricane right now, the final match will be played right now. Final best of 3, and we'll have to wait and see who gets to be joining Cure into these group stages. I'm pretty sure that they will be split up. They'll both go into a different group. And which group did Cure go? Group A or B? It doesn't matter too much just yet, but I am curious. I don't know yet. All right, we don't know. Let me see. Let me check over here. Actually, let me double check if we don't have stuff happening. Okay, they're still doing the vetoes, guys. They're still doing the vetoes. That's nice. All right, so another thing, of course, is the Metrorino page, guys. We would very much appreciate every one of you to fill in the code. It really takes only a second. I'm going to show you very quickly. If you type Metrorino, actually, I'm going to type it right now in the chat. There you go. If you go to that webpage, here's what you do. All you got to do is press sign in. Click on Twitch, as most of you should have a Twitch account, right? Press Twitch. And then just wait a little bit here, let it load up again. Then you're logged in on this webpage with your Twitch account. That's all it does. That's easy as that. Press contribute and put on the group on the code, which is also in the message right there. It's AX500DJ. And that adds 50 cents to the prize pool overall. In total, we have $300 dollars overall, buckaroos, to be added to the prize pool like that. If If you want to do a bit more, then of course there's a replay pack right over here that you can purchase as well. $10 right there. And you will get yourself all lovely of the 7 days total. Right? How many matches is that again in total? Let me see. So a minimum, right? A minimum. We have 5 best of 3s in each one of these. So that is 5 times a minimum of 2. I suppose if we have like, well, that's already not true, right? Because we already had a couple. But anyway, let's assume it would be 10 games per group stage, which would be the minimum. And then we have 6 group stages. So that would be 60 games. 60 games plus plus the playoffs, of course, as well. Best of 5, so that would be 3 minimum. So that would be 66 for those 2, and then 4 extra. So 70 games minimum in that replay pack will be gathered. And that is if it's all just walkovers, which, you know what, with a lineup like this, not very likely to happen. Not very likely to happen at all. So, you know what, for $10, that is some pretty darn good value. Because normally what we do here is try to add money into the prize pool another way by doing it through, well, best of 9s, for example. Usually those go for like $3, maybe $5 if it's a really good series. $2, something like that. So that would be a minimum of 5 games for $3. And now you're getting quite a lot more. You're getting quite a lot more than a minimum of 5 games. So, you know what, the value through the roof right there. Predictions for Armani versus Hurricane, both looking good today. They really do, don't they? It's hard to say because so far we've only seen Hurricanes PVT and PvP. And I think PvC is just a whole different cookie, a whole different thing. And Protoss are struggling, especially Korean Protoss. I think, you know what, if this was... I need to see a Hurricane play a little bit more PvC recently. Because I do believe there is a little bit of an upheaval, a little bit of a disturbance overall of how Protoss are approaching this matchup, in particular, the PvZ matchup. And I think a lot of it has to do with, maybe I'm biased again, but I think a lot of it has to do with Estrella. We saw Estrella this week in the GSL as well, of course, absolutely amazing. Playing against Dark and, you know what, bringing it to the late game and bringing it to an extremely close point. That is an American Protoss bringing it to the GSL World Champion in the GSL and making it extremely close. Now, the Korean Protoss, they don't really play that style though. They still do a lot of the Adept Glaives. They still do a lot of, well, maybe I'm just gonna try and hide an Oracle. Maybe mix in some Dark Templars here and there. And you know what? It kind of becomes a coin toss at that moment in time, I'd say, right? Because you're just kind of spinning a wheel of randomness, what you're trying to do. And then you're kind of hoping that your opponent doesn't scout it, doesn't prepare for it. And then it becomes this weird thing. Anyway, so yeah, I need to see how Hurricane plays, but just my assumption is going to be that Hurricane pretty much plays the standard Korean Protoss play here, very much like Zest, and then I would definitely give it to Armani here, the advantage overall. So yeah, after all that entire spiel, I'm going to give it 2-1. 2-1 for Armani here. Sure, that's my prediction. I can't just give a regular prediction, can I? I can't just be like, alright, 2-1 for Armani. I need to spend 6 minutes just talking about everything that could happen and has happened 2 years in advance in the PvC matchup. And then I'm going to be like, alright, so taking all of that into consideration, 2-1. Why can't I just say 2-1? Sometimes, man, sometimes. Anyway, no hatchery block here for Hurricane, so Armani is free to go for a very quick 3 hatch here without any disturbances. Gonna play to his own beat here of the game, which is a big deal, by the way, because, you know what, just having the exact build that you've practiced relentlessly, going on uninterrupted, is always so much easier to play out than anything else that you haven't really practiced that much, you know. Although, you know what, the hatchery blocks have been getting very common anyway, so I think the Zergs are kind of getting used to that style as well, being delayed a little bit in that sense, and having to take that into account. These two links here getting a beautiful scout right now. We'll be able to see that Stargate right here in the main base. There we have it. Quick click, and I'm completely aware right now the Zergling does get caught out, so you know what, overall a bit of a shame that they died that quickly. May have been able to force some extra units to walk around here or there maybe, but maybe catch a single probe. But you know what, just getting that scout, very much worth it. Seeing the Stargate here means that you are a lot more in the clear to drone up like crazy. As long as you get those spore crawlers in time, as long as you get a reasonable amount of queens, you should be okay. But you don't need to invest as much into the Zerglings, right? You don't need to get your Roach Warren around the 4-minute mark. None of that is necessary. All you can do is drone up, make a couple of spores, and you're going to be absolutely fine. And that's going to put Armani into a wonderful position to start this game off. There's the Oracle. Let's see what the defensive capabilities are so far for Armani here. 2 queens on the natural, and a spore and a queen on both the other bases right here. And as you can see, yeah, this is just not going well. Gets 1 drone right here in total, and then has to go out of there. Ay, ay, ay. 1 drone. 1 drone. Now Armani getting himself the +1 melee attack as well as a Baneling Nest. No layer attack just quite yet. Wouldn't mind seeing that as well coming into the mix relatively quickly. But then again, I mean, droning takes the priority here, of course. Okay, there we go. 3 workers do go down. That's a bit better already. How many links did we make? There's 11 right now. Guess, you know what, you'd still need a little bit of Zergling presence on the other side of the map here, of course. I don't think he's gonna get a Nexus or anything of value here, but I guess he gets 1, 2 probes? 2 probes? 3 probes? Come on, targets. Going after it. A little bit too quick jumping off the ball there from, well, jumping off the probe there, I should say. Send more links into production right now. And going up to 58 drones so far. More drones in the production tab. We'd love to see a 4th base come down as well. I mean, he can afford it right now. Oracle's still kind of being a pesky bunch of units, but in total only killing off 4 workers here for 2 Oracles. Not really what you're looking for, right? Probably looking for a lot more. Especially, you know what, you might be able to get away with this a little bit easier if it did go unscouted, right? Because then your opponent is still more likely to have invested that money into the roaches, into some other type of defense. Maybe more spore crawlers, maybe a quicker layer to get overseers against Dark Templar, anything like that, but with it being that well scouted, Armani doing a very good job here. What will happen if you create a status trap on top of burrowed Zergs? I don't know. I'm not sure. I know what you can do though is... oh, that's a big one. That is cool. Rather large actually. He's a little bit busy on the other side of the map right now, and I don't blame him because he's doing really well here as well. Look at that. Getting most of the gateway forces there. Getting 2 sentries, a good amount of adepts as well. Needs to start making these units go back to mining, of course, though. I'm not sure if he's aware that this is happening. He's busy, preoccupied with those zealots. Okay, there we go. Puts them back to mining again. We'll go into the Baneling Hydralisk style. Very cool to see, but already Hurricane going for the counter for this by making the Storm upgrades. And probably making a couple of High Templar as well, right? Probably gonna be part of the mixture there. Another Spore Crawler here being constructed. Hurricane realizing there might be an opportunity here with that other Spore Crawler being moved away. Gets 2 more drones right there. Oh, right. So, yeah, what I wanted to say, the status traps, what you can do is send in 1 drone, right, to set it off. But then just before it's set off, you can make a Spore Crawler. Or as it's being set off, you can make a Spore Crawler with that drone, and then it won't go into status. I think I've seen, was it Elaser? Elaser was the first person who did this, right? At least that's where I got the idea from. So yeah, you're capable of denying even a single drone from getting into status that way. You don't really see anyone doing it though, because it does take up quite a bit of time to do it, and maybe that's why a lot of people think, you know what, it's probably more worth trying to do other stuff like spread some more creep, do more injects, be more present with my overall units everywhere, stuff like that. Oh, Baneling drop coming into play right now. Armani. Man, I am starting to love Armani's position here in this game a little bit more and more every time I look at it. Just the overall map presence right now, all those overlords everywhere. A bit lackluster on the creep spread overall, but other than that, pretty darn solid stuff so far. Making a whole boatload of Banelings right now. Might be starting to ramp up to do some aggression here. Oh, actually, he definitely is. This is just to try and preoccupy the attention of Hurricane here away from the Baneling drop right now into this base. He does have +2, so 1 Baneling, 1 shots. There we go. 9 workers instantly just gone like that with 1 Baneling hitting. And that is absolutely massive. 14 workers go down. 2 Banelings still remain in his overlord, but it looks like, oh boy. Go Banelings! Go, go, go! Not going to be able to get there. Man, Banelings and mineral lines is just one of the most satisfying things in StarCraft. It is just, oh my dear lord. Alright, so transition time for both of these players. Gonna start prepping for the late game here. We're seeing a fleet beacon being constructed for Hurricane, and we're seeing a lurker den coming out for Armani. With Armani, I like the lurker den overall, right? Very powerful tool, but ooh, Banelings coming on through. For a moment I thought they might just go upwards and then run right into all those High Templar there. That would have been nuts as well. I don't think he was aware that those were there though, so unfortunately that couldn't happen. Now the lurkers, not the greatest tool of course against the air army. It is still a little bit necessary to allow your ground forces to be strong enough to hold back the ground forces of the Protoss, while you have the Hydras kind of dealing with the carriers or Tempest, or whatever the Protoss wants to be throwing out here. Personally, I'm always a bigger fan of the carriers, but we're gonna have to wait and see if that's gonna be the case. Nice, nice bit of spell casting there from the Protoss. Only now getting the +1 carapace. That is interesting. Lurker range on the way as well. Bit of a run by, another run by. That was a High Templar. Very much worth it. Oh, and a fight in the middle as well. That's a lot of High Templars still stuck here. The storms are absolutely amazing now. Having to pay attention to 2 sides here. But really on top of the storms, not allowing anything to get close. Wonderfully done there by Hurricane, I have to say. Props to him for that control. That was pretty nuts. Not overstorming, not understorming, and you know what, overstorming usually the more terrifying thing, something that can well, yeah, allow for counterattacks very quickly. Suddenly you will find yourself backsliding into a very disadvantaged position. Circlings here on this 4th base and the, oh my god, the 5th base as well. That's, again, so much damage right now. The Protoss Force not really in a position where they can push through these lurkers, so this allows a huge portion of supply for Armani to just go for these counterattacks. And look at the amount of economic damage that he's doing. It's gonna make it very difficult for Hurricane to produce off of the, how many Stargates does he have? 3 Stargates, yeah, he just doesn't have the economy to produce that type of a force right now and also reinforce his ground force continuously, which he's gonna have to do because these lurkers are just prancing around, coming on in. And yeah, this is, oh my god, that's gonna die so quickly. Hurricane, please. Oh god, that is painful. That is so painful to see. That is not gonna work out here. And we might be coming close to GG here, guys, as Armani is rolling on through. Absolutely destroying everything here. GG. GG is called. Armani takes game number 1 in the final best of 3 for today. Very well played there by our Zerg player. Gotta commend him there for the overall army movements. And you know what? Wonderfully done there by him. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah, nice one by Armani there. We're gonna go into game number 2. Hurricane definitely had some moments there where it looked like he would be able to take it. Guys, I'm gonna quickly run the ads again to avoid mid-game ads, so be right back. I'll just keep talking anyway, right? Even though the ads are running. Effort Dream going to be the next one. Remember to stay hydrated, guys, with this weather. You don't want to get a heat stroke. Anyway, yeah, it definitely felt like Hurricane had some opportunities to make something work there. It's just a little bit unfortunate that he was out of position to hold back those lurkers, right? He didn't see them come in. If he stops those lurkers from coming in between those bases, it's so much easier for him to hold it back, right? Because then he can storm them as they're trying to approach. He can have some time to set up a flank as well. It's just a lot more difficult for Armani suddenly, because Armani needs to push in with his lurkers through the ramp area instead of Hurricane having to push into the lurkers that are just set up in between everything, right? And get to do so much splash damage that way. Very well played, very well played. Anyway, here we go. Game number 2. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for Africa Freaks. He is Armani. Will he be the second player to advance? He just needs to get one more victory, or will we have the reverse sweep coming through right here, right now? Needs 2 games in his pocket. The red Brodos fighting for nobody but himself. The Lone Ranger, he is Hurricane. He's part of the Into the Clan community. Is another part of the organizers of these types of tournaments. They're providing the Korean casting as well. Lovely guys right here, these boys. We're seeing a lot of Korean pros right now into this in this community. It's nice to see everybody getting under a banner, providing more types of practice opportunities, I suppose, and a hub for communications. All right, now. So far, nothing crazy happening, right? We are gonna have that Nexus before the Cybercore as well. So, as well, on the Protoss side, everything looking normal. But maybe too normal. Nah, it's never the case. It's never the case. It's never too normal in StarCraft 2. It's just a matter of time before things get weird. Just a matter of time. Quick 3 hatch once again here for Armani. Wondering if we're gonna get to see the Ling Baneling Hydra style again here. He played it marvelously, honestly. Applied pressure, but never overstayed his welcome in storms. Doing a wonderful job with the micro there. And then just a great transition into the lurkers, hitting a timing that was absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure how planned out the timing was, but it worked out very well. As there were only 2 carriers on the field. Now that kind of was also because of Armani just continuously absolutely bombarding the mineral lines, right? Hurricane not having anywhere near the economy which he wanted to have. Remember, like 2 banelings killed off 14 workers because of the baneling drop. And the +2 melee attack. Always helping out here. The Twilight Council getting scouted here. That is always rough, of course. Armani, do you know what? I would assume that most of the time right now, if a Zerg does get the scout on the Twilight Council, they know what is coming up and they should be able to prepare for it, right? I mean, it's just so incredibly popular right now. It's what everybody's doing on the ladder, in the tournaments, absolutely everywhere. So it's just a requirement right now. If you want to play Zerg on this high level, you need to know how to deal with this, especially if you've scouted it. Now, maybe, potentially, of course, you can still get out-microed in a way. But on this level, if you get yourself the tools you need, you know, you shouldn't get out-microed. That's what I'm trying to say. Shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. It might happen, of course, though. Sometimes it does happen still to some of the best of the Zergs. Because it is just 1 or 2 seconds of looking somewhere else as the shades suddenly pass by your units and you don't move with it in time. But you know what? Because it happens so much, the overall timing of the shades, it's in your bones right now, man. You're just aware. You can feel whenever one of those shades is approaching again. Like, alright, it's about that time again. It should happen again pretty soon. And then that's where it is. So you know what, become better and better at just kind of holding off against these timings. Alright, here's the War Prism and the 3 Adepts. Another one in the War Prism, of course, as well. We have 32 links on the way, 20 already on the... Okay, no wait, actually 18 and 20, so 38 links. We also have the Roach Warren already constructed. So should be able to start producing the roaches right now as well. We don't have that many drones available for Armani. But that might also be because he's going for... he went for the Spine Crawler, he went for the Spore Crawlers here. Extra safety, and at the same time, you know what, also going for a bit of a counter-attack. Doesn't get to do much. Then again, it's kind of a similar boat here for Hurricane, of course. Not doing too much either with these Adepts so far. Gonna try to go for a follow-up. Plan B, which is gonna be the Dark Shrine. Going unscouted so far. But with the Spore Crawlers already in every base, you know, it's hard to imagine it doing all that much right now. Again, it shouldn't do much, right? It shouldn't. That's why these Zergs make these Spore Crawlers, after all. It's to prepare for this potential follow-up, but also, of course, potentially the Protoss might still try to hide something like an Oracle somewhere, right? The Stargate suddenly makes an appearance. Is he still going to try with the Dark Templar, or is he just going to make Archons immediately here? It looks like it will be the first option there. There he goes, dropping those Dark Templar right on top of those Queens. Adepts at the same time coming in here, attempting a little bit of harassment as well. Let's see, getting surrounded by Lynx so far, doing a really good job at defending against that. The Dark Templar... yeah, also not really getting the worth that they would require here. Adepts are gonna fall, it looks like, as well. Yeesh. Archon drop? Plan C? Yep, it will be Plan C. Followed up with a Blink as well coming in here right now. Now that might help out a little bit against the tech that Armani is going for, right? At least Hurricane's got that going for him. He's getting the right tech that he needs against the Spire that's being constructed by Armani here. Not to say that it's in a good spot though, guys. He definitely wanted to do more damage here, and he's just not finding it whatsoever. Killing off Overlords is always a nice thing though. Okay, so being Hurricane, how would you win this? How would you win this? You're just gonna go fully into the macro here. Try and get yourself a big enough army to just steamroll your opponents. Maybe. Continuous harassment with the Warp Prism might not be the greatest with the Mutalisk on the way. Wait, do we still have Mutalisk on the way? And not on the production tab. It looks like Armani is just gonna start making a ton of roaches here. And you know what? That actually is a really good call, as there is this attack coming in right now. A lot of Stalkers, 2 Archons and the Immortals. The Mutalisk wouldn't have been able to do too much here. And Hurricane making a very nice move here. Finally finding some damage. Killing off the 4th base here. As we have a Ling run by as well, though, at the same time. Hot on the heels of the Protoss forces retreating right now are the Roaches and the Ravagers, of course, as well. How many... Okay, apparently only a single probe goes down. And I'm not even sure if it was at that moment in time. Shield battery is pretty darn good, especially with cannons as well. Probably a little bit of miss-targeting there from the Lings. Unfortunately. Anyway, the counter-attack for Armani here. Coming in with a big surround. Nice biles there. I would love to see those Lings just coming into the top side here. He is trying to get into the main base, but there is an adept right there. More units being warped in. If you do manage to get your Zerglings behind these forces, you will be able to get your biles a lot more easily connected. And it looks like that's not going to be the case so far. We do have a ton of things dying. It's a bit unclear still. I think Hurricane should be able to hold this with the proper amount of micro. He has more than enough shield batteries here. As long as he doesn't get hit by too many biles, he should be okay. He did lose 18 workers, though. That's very unfortunate. It looks like these Zerglings did manage to get in after all. So that is still a little bit of damage, but at the same time, a lot of the army supply of Armani goes down with it. Now trying to hold back this Protoss force for as long as possible. Whittle it down with the biles. Buy himself some time, because he is in his weird position right now. We have another Archon in production, and it's coming with all these Stalkers as well. And we're just seeing Mutalisk in the production tab. Armani, again, being the one that is catching the fist of Hurricane with his nose. And losing that 4th base once again. Doesn't have his 5th base quite yet established. So won't just be able to start mining from there. And you know what? He might lose a 3rd base as well here. He's gonna go for the counter-attack. There's Dark Templar. Oh, I love this Dark Templar right now. Trying to target down the Cybernetics core. That's very smart as well. Deny any type of more Stalkers from being warped in. Then again, I mean, I suppose the Dark Templar and going for Archons here is really what you want. So many forces of Hurricane dying at home, but at the same time, you know what? Armani dying a little bit quicker here. His bases are falling one by one, and the Mutalisk, they are seemingly rather insufficient right now to really make the base trade happen. He is moving backwards across the map again. Wants to clean up the forces that were still there, I suppose, but you know what, even then, he just doesn't have the forces. I feel like the 2 Archons and the small amount of stocks that are available here might already be enough to hold back this Mutalisk ball and force it backwards, especially with the other stocks coming in as well right now. Armani absolutely in disarray right now. Needs to figure out how he can bring this one around again, and I'm not sure if there's an opportunity for him. The Mutalisk, the biggest deal right now, I suppose. Losing another one, that is costly. Cannot afford to lose any much more. Needs to keep Hurricane busy in his base. Needs to keep him preoccupied. But we already saw Hurricane very comfortable with just running across the map here. If he does get targeted by those Mutalisk cans, you know what, already he has 2 groups of units very much capable of beating back these Mutalisks. So he can go on the offensive and stay on the defensive at the same time. As long as he stays on top of where these Mutalisks are rotating towards, that's going to be a-okay for him. GG is called. Hurricane takes game number 2 and ties it up again. We're going into game number 3, boys. We're going into game number 3. Armani and Hurricane really showing some pretty cool games here today. That last one though, I mean, that was a weird one. It felt like Armani was in a good position after holding off that attack for so long. Then it suddenly turned around. Armani going for the offensive, getting his butt kicked on the other side of the map. And then I guess Hurricane just kind of holding on to that momentum. A bit of an attempt to try and turn the momentum back into Armani's favor with the Mutalisk. But I think, again, at that second time, instead of the Mutalisk, probably Ravages maybe a bit more advantageous to try and hold back that attack, because he lost so many workers, he lost so many bases. There was just nothing to fall back upon to. And then with the recall as well, just being able to prevent damage back at home for Hurricane here. Very, very well done there. Alright. Alright, game number 3. Game number 3. Armani versus Hurricane. Let me turn this light on again. Be a bit more well lit, right? It's important to be well lit in the world of streaming, I hear, but oof, oh, there's a little bit of a breeze coming in. Oh, that's so nice. It's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. That's nice for as long as it lasted. Guys, remember the Mecherino. There is a Mecherino page if you haven't already. Sorry if you have at the start of this day, and you know what, you're just hearing me hammer on about it. I mean, it's just very important for us. You know what, we wouldn't be here with you guys, without you guys. We wouldn't be here with you guys. We wouldn't be here with you guys. No. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and the support you give us on the Mecherino pages, all the support you give us on the stream and everything. It is thoroughly appreciated. And you make this possible. You know what? You make it possible for Alpha X to be sending players to events, to be sending players to the GSL. You make it possible for Alpha X to host events like this. Have some amazing StarCraft 2. And honestly, guys, most of it is just purely on the basis of passion from a lot of these people that are running it, right? It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. A lot of people devoting their time, and you know what, we are very appreciative of everyone that is doing whatever they can to support us. So thank you so much. Anyway, with that out of the way, guys, let us enjoy the PvZ best of 3 that has come to a conclusive third game on Death Aura, the one map that that rules them all, with the 3 rings that guide them. 3 speed rings. Look like satanic ritualistic portals to some other region of the universe. I don't even know. Anyway, in the bottom right side, we have ourselves a blue Zerg. And he is none other than Africa Freaks' Armani. Top left side, red Protoss. He is fighting for nobody but himself. The Lone Ranger, the Texas Sheriff of the Wild Wild West. Will he be able to bring himself to victory here against the Blue Zerg? He managed to do it one time now, just one more time, and he's going to be able to move on in this tournament into the second group stage. He is Hurricane. Hurricane. We need to call Hurricane like all sorts of names when he's doing really well, right? Maybe not Hurricane Katrina, I think that would be in poor taste. But Hurricane Betty, that's not a famous hurricane, right? That killed a lot of people. And if it is, I'm sorry. Or Hurricane Patricia. Hurricane Gwendolyn. Yeah? Something like that. Because hurricanes always have women names, right? I'm not making this up, am I? Did they start giving them man names as well? Because then I'm just insulting Hurricane without... You know what? I'm just insulting him. That's all. Which is not what I want to do. This is not what I want this to be about. I love Hurricane. He's been playing his absolute apples off the tree. Alright, in comes Hurricane again with a singular adapt. Just wants to do a little bit of scouting. Sees, you know, just a good amount of drones here. Couple of Zerglings. And once again, we have the Stargates coming out of Hurricane here. This time around, going straight into the Phoenixes, though. No Oracle shenanigans gonna be taking part here of this map today. Never mind, there it is, though. It's just that cast a curse. Cast a curse. Thought I saw a second Phoenix as well on the thing there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for those follows as well. I think I missed a couple of you guys. Siri Kozan. Wait, Kozan? What's up, Kozan? Siri Kozan, that's funny. Harry Bro, 45. Basika, Big Pete, Tiago Tux. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you are enjoying yourself and having a good time with the StarCraft 2. These pro players duking it out, trying their best to bring their A game for our enjoyment and for the prize money as well, of course. But mostly our enjoyments, right? If they don't give us joy, then it's hard to have a prize pool as well. Another Stargate. Ooh, Hurricane. He is really trying something here. This could work out, honestly. I mean, it could work. I'm not sure how much he does the double Stargate. And so far, you know what? I'm not sure if Armani's falling for it. He's just gonna go straight into a Baneling Nest. He is he aware that it's not the... well, I guess, yeah. So what is he gonna go for here? Is he just gonna go for a Baneling Bust? Is he gonna go for a Baneling Bust? Is he gonna go for a Baneling Bust here? Is he though? Sorry, it's still in my mind whenever I cast. Is he though? It's still funny to me. At least I'm keeping it to a minimum. Right, so just more and more Phoenixes getting produced. Should be pretty darn solid here. A sudden surprise. A pretty darn solid surprise. But you know what else will be a surprise? The amount of links right now in that production tab. And the amount of them turning into banelings right now. There is only a single adept right here. He needs to figure this out. If he figures it out, he can already start coming across here. Okay, there we go. The Oracle's seeing these banelings right now. That is absolutely massive. We'll be able to tug down a lot of them. And it's not even going to go for the wall. Okay, it's going to go for the wall. But look at that. Only 2 of them reaching. And that is massive. Armani's attack getting held before it even really starts there. Very nice lucky stroke of fortune there for Hurricane. It's not over just quite yet, though. It looks like Armani not giving up on this overall attack. He still has so many links right here. Once they get things sorted, coming on. Kind of heavy onto that Stalker right there. Not doing too great, though. And at the same time, losing a lot of drones due to the Phoenix. Armani, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Hurricane is really playing well today here, guys. I'm thoroughly impressed. Seeing the Phoenix play as well is always so much fun. Especially when it's not Rotterdam. It's like, oh, nice, other people do this too. Just don't see it enough. But then again, sometimes it really just doesn't work at all. And to be fair, if that wall went down, it may have been in a completely different game, right? If those oracles hadn't flown over those banelings being constructed there, that could have been completely different. He could have lost the wall over here. Zerglings could have gotten in very quickly. Would have lost the cyber core as well then. A lot of probes would have died. And this entire thing would have been in Armani's favor right now. But instead, what we're having is Hurricane in the driver's seat here. With a tremendous army that is fully capable of deciding where it wants to fight and where it wants to go for. At what time. Pick and choose your battles. That is one of the biggest advantages in StarCraft 2. Being able to decide where and when you want to have your battles. Of course, it takes a lot of micros, so it takes a lot of attention, these types of units, right? So you can't just have them moving about and about continuously. Well, I guess you could, but then you're gonna fall behind on other parts of the game. You're not gonna expand as quick enough. You're not gonna get your upgrades going anymore. Which is actually a thing right now. We are seeing the +2 finishing up for Hurricane, or Armani, as the +1 is finishing up for Hurricane. 25 workers did go down, but Armani doing a good job with his macro though. Back to 85 right now. Another Oracle comes in. Oh, these Zerglings just... Oh, you could have killed that. I think you could have... Especially with the Queen, or like thrown something. I don't know. Anyway, this is a problem. This is an enormous problem. Armani definitely getting himself back up to a reasonable worker count, but of course that means that the way the Zerg goes, it's a balance. He doesn't have that many army forces right now, and Hurricane smelling blood in the water here. It looks like the force fields are absolutely wonderful. The Zealots staying in the back as well. Don't want to just get blown up by all those banelings immediately. That's the one ticket here to victory for Armani. If Hurricane is not careful with that, kills the base and just backs up there. Lovely stuff there. Not overcommitting. Get the heck out of there, I'd say. Very well done by Hurricane. Take care. Alright, he's still going to commit here. The banelings getting really good connections. Actually. But it might still just be too much for Armani to handle. The army supply is getting a lot closer, though, than it was beforehand. More Zealots being warped in. No banelings yet, though, available. We need to have more of those. The new base for Armani is being taken here in the bottom left side. But then again, I mean, he is on 3 base right now. This is a 4 base economy Protoss. And Hurricane takes the lead in a wonderful way here, I'd say. Solidifies it even further. But then again, he didn't kill any workers, so that is a bonus, I guess, right? Didn't lose the workers here. This other base in the bottom left side is about to finish up, as this base as well is being taken at the same time. So I mean, if he just holds on for a little bit longer, he is going to start to come back into the overall race of things. And you know what, actually, looking at the army supply, it's not that far apart. As long as he has a good amount of banelings here, he should be okay. Again, though, one of the things that I'm continuously harping on about is the creep spread of Armani. It definitely seems to be one of his weakest points of his style overall. Again, like the creep is such a big advantage, allows you to realize where your opponent is coming from. Your units just move so much quicker between bases, whether they want to go on the offensive, if they want to go counterattack, or if they need to move from one base to another. It is a massive advantage, and that is just something we're not seeing being utilized here by Armani, unfortunately. Losing more drones there. The fleet beacon now on the way. Hurricane once again getting ready to transition into the carriers. And this time around he's in a much better position to do so than he was in game number 1, which went into Armani's favor. Armani only now starting up that hive tech. And as we saw previous time, the fleet beacon finishing up at around the same time as the lurker den did last time around, and now it's a completely new story. It really shows how far behind Hurricane puts Armani in the overall game here. Okay, a lot of spine crawlers are being constructed on this base. I gotta say, I'm enjoying that. big fan of those type of moves. It's absolutely crucial. Gets the cancel on that base, I believe. Yeah, gets the cancel. Alright, that is good. Needs to get out of there, though. Of course, the storm's absolutely devastating for this army composition here. I think you only need 1 or 2 storms, and then you can kill, well, Hydras or Banelings, whatever. Or if they stay in there for longer, they will just straight up die, of course. Spire now also getting constructed by Armani. I'm wondering if he's going to try and attempt get himself the Greater Spire here. Maybe he's just starting to prep against the air transition. I think. Okay, yeah. So he is aware. He's sending some changelings. So he's completely aware of the air transition here. So he knows he needs to start prepping for this. And he really doesn't have a timing to hit anymore, right? Previous time we saw him go in as Hurricane only had 2 carriers. And he had a gazillion amount of lurkers. Now we're already on 5 carriers almost. And not a single lurker in sight. This base in a bit of trouble though. You know what? The Zerg still gonna try to abuse their mobility here. So a lot of forces holding it back though. Can we get a cancel on this Nexus as well? Keeping the Zerglings there, trying to get those Hydras to safety again. Can't afford to lose those. There we go, nice cancel. And at the same time, Banelings rolling into this other base actually. 13 workers going down there. Phoenix as well in the middle here. Just kind of hunting for overlords, I suppose. Overall supply is still looking pretty reasonable for Armani. The base count as well. I mean, it's pretty solid now with Armani making the moves like those. The one thing, of course, though, is still the absolutely terrifying Protoss army that is being accumulated right now. The carriers are just going to grow in supply and already having +1 air weapons, having the shield upgrades as well. And getting the Carapace air weapon, the Carapace air armor as well. That, yeah, it's a good thing, but this is going to be in time, you know. It's going to be too little. Too late, too little. Alright. Trading bases once again. Oh my dear lord. Vipers being picked off here by the feedbacks. The feedbacks definitely helping out in this situation. Making it very difficult for those Vipers to abduct the carriers. Very well microed there by Hurricane. Armani looks like he's going to have to sacrifice this base here. Attempting to get all his Hydras and his Banelings back at this location once again. But this cost Armani 2 bases for the price of 1. So once again, Hurricane putting himself in the driver's seat here. A wonderful position. More Banelings getting constructed. We don't have a single Lurker just quite yet. Only a single Viper here as well available right now. And in comes the army. There is a massive abduct on that warp, or the mothership. That's 400 just gone like that. The Banelings rolling on in. There is creep here, fortunately. At least there's creep somewhere. Getting pretty reasonably on top of those High Templar. So not that much storm remaining. And it looks like this will force the recall here. But you know what? So much damage has been dealt. Armani back on 5 bases. I guess he did take this base now. So that's cool. That's very nice. Important thing for him to do. It will allow him to double extra gas here. The rich Vespian geysers. But Hurricane as well, of course, in a wonderful position here. Good amount of bases. It's a shame that he also lost his base. They keep going tit for tat. I just want to say, all right, this guy's in the lead with a clear remark, but you know, making it relatively closer every single time here. I still want to give it to Hurricane though. I'm liking his army a bit better than the one for Armani. We're not seeing infestors. The Vipers are a nice touch, of course, but you know what? Abducting the carriers. I'd say you need Lurkers as well then to zone out the rest of the army of. There we go. Okay, we do have those right now. So that is good. That is good. To be fair. All right. I think it's great as well for Hurricane to take this base right here in the middle. Also the rich Vespian geysers. Oh my god, that Baneling. 11 kills. What in the world? Where did that guy come from? It almost felt like a miscontrolled Baneling suddenly just making an appearance, but you know what? It got in there. Killing off 11 workers. Very, very well done. In come the Zerg. The Lurkers doing quite a bit here. Zoning the ground forces away very nicely. Having range on that Nexus as well. Killing off this base is a very big deal. It looks like Hurricane is going to attempt to do the same thing here. 3 Spine Crawlers attempting to make that not occur, of course. More Spine Crawlers here at the bottom. It looks like he hasn't made new ones. He just kind of repositions the ones on the bottom there. If memory serves me well, he made like 5 Spine Crawlers here before. I'm going to, you know what? I bet he wished he kept those around here right now, but you know what, is the rest of his army pretty close by as well, but now has to leave a lot of his forces unattended to. The Corruptors though, are they enough to take out the carriers here? I don't think they are. It's okay, a bit of a stalemate. 12 workers go down, not a base though, so you know what, workers 37 versus 57. Armani, he's bringing it back, boys. He's bringing it back. 92 army supply versus 60. Somehow, someway, Armani just finding himself now in the winning position here. He's just too much, too young, too fast. Although maybe some lovely storms could always turn the tide of battle. We'll have to wait and see. There's the Corruptors as well, though, with a Viper. Almost twice the army supply here available for Armani. I'm wondering if this is the right moment in time to do something like this for Hurricane. He feels like he has no other choice. Killing off just a couple of those drones here. Wants to kill this base desperately. But, oh my god, look at the amount of Zerg right now just cascading on top of the Protoss. And GG is called. Armani takes it back again and brings it home. Gets the bacon 2-1. Will be able to get himself into the next group stages here. Allowing him to go up against whoever manages to move on through into the other group stages, of course. For all of you that are unaware, the other group stages are going to be spectacular as well. I promise you, we still have so many wonderful players in the woodworks. Just kind of waiting for everything to come in. To be that day, of course. July 1st, we're going to have Innovation Ragnarok Times down. July 3rd, Rogue, Stats, Special, Patience. July 5th, Solar, Dream, Scarlet, Estrella. And then we're going to have another group stage with the winners of these groups. And then we're going to have playoffs. Lovely stuff, guys. Wonderful games here today. Very lucky for that one. This will be my last cause, of course. If you haven't already done the match arena, it would be very much appreciated. Just hit us up there. Give us a second of your time. And later on tonight, we will be having Massa versus Aquarion. Is it? Was it? Let me see what it. What, oh, hold up. Aquaron, right? Aquaron. I need to learn his name better. Aquaron. Sorry, Aquaron. I love you, buddy. You're a great player. Anyway, Massa versus Aquaron are going to be playing here. Aquaron, a new player on the team Ro16, of course. It's going to be tonight. It's going to be on the Afrika TV show, though. So, it's Afrika TV, Alpha X. It's going to be play.afrikatv/Alpha X. Go check it out, guys. Maybe I might be able to actually... Yeah, here we go. Let me just... Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. This one. Right here. Come check it out. 2 PM EDT, 8 PM CEST. Massa Aquaron. It's going to be a great one. Hope to see you there. I'll be there. I'll be casting 8 PM CEST. And, yeah. Alright. That is going to be it for me here today. Alright. Let me see who we can throw the host to. Shall we? Oh, a breeze is coming in once again. It's so nice. It's getting hot in here. I'm getting a little bit hungry too, actually. Alright. Oh, that's not what we want. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Just keep on making your music. Lovely music, by the way. Just Just a bit of reviewing to make sure that we are within fair use. Lovely music. You can really hear the modernism of that piece coming out to shine. Who's really streaming right now? DreamHack. DreamHack is live. Should we throw to the DreamHack crew? Let me quickly take a look at them.
Is at the wrong height.
Alright, let's give it to them. Alright guys, love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Alright, see you later. Peace out. Bye bye.